I saw on Instagram, a guy was saying, hey, I want my kid to make it out of the hood. So like I bought a life insurance policy. If something happens to me, my kid's a millionaire.
What do you think of that?
Really sensitive because you don't want to pass away for your kids to be rich.
Yeah.
But shit happens every day.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Wealth is Possible. On today's episode, we have Inghi, and we're going to be talking about all things insurance. So Inghi has been in the insurance industry since 2015 and opened his own Billyard Group Insurance Brokerage in May of 2021. So Inghi has been an agent/broker with RBC, State Farm, Desjardins, and worked under a brokerage as well. And now he's opened his own brokerage under Billyard Insurance Group in the Stouffville area.
Yes, sir.
What's up, bro?
Sir. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
We finally got you on, eh?
Yeah, this was supposed to happen a long time ago. Thank you so much for accommodating due to my timing,
bro.
right?
No worries.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of your episodes and a lot of fire content. So
that's why we have you on, bro. We need to add to the fire.
I was really intimidated when you guys called me, and I really wanted to brush up on what I needed to say, right? So thank you so much for having me. I feel like it's an honor for me to be on your podcast.
Sick, it's an honor to have you on our podcast.
I feel like it's the other way, but 100% I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us how you grew up, your backstory, because I think it's a great story and everyone's going to love to hear it.
And sorry, before you get started, for those of you guys who just clicked on here and you guys just want to get all the insurance tips, we actually just have timestamps down below. You can literally just click the timestamps and get right onto the information. Otherwise, enjoy the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And Vin, just to answer your question, the story is interesting. I think I grew up in Sri Lanka, and then not a lot of people know that I grew up in Nigeria.
Jeez.
In between Nigeria, I actually went to schooling in a country called Brunei.
Oh,
and also
where's Brunei?
Brunei is the neighbor country of, I believe, Indonesia. It's in the Borneo Islands. It's very close to Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. They're all like, and Philippines.
Yeah.
So I went there. I went schooling in Chennai, in India too, and then I went back to Nigeria, and I went to boarding school in Sri Lanka. So that was an interesting experience. I think living away from parents at such an early age. Me and my sister both.
Yeah. Was there any reason for that? Like you're constantly moving around? It's very unorthodox.
So my dad's a civil engineer.
Yeah.
So he had contracts all over the world. So he just, I make it seem like, contracts all over the world, like, money. But that's what he did for occupation. So he had to make those kind of moves, and we had to move with him because we were dependent on him. Mm-hmm. So that's why. And the boarding school was because we left at such an early age. I think English was our first language at that point, man. In Nigeria, we learned in English. So they didn't really have English dominant schools in the parts of in Sri Lanka. So we had to go to Kandy. And Kandy was where they had a private school that was English based.
So was there other like Tamil people or brown people in Nigeria when you were there? Because I've heard of a couple. I've actually heard of a couple that grew up in Nigeria too.
Yeah. So I shouldn't say no. There were a few.
Okay.
But they weren't Sri Lankan. I think they were like either from India, Pakistan.
Okay.
There's also people that were from Africa, but their heritage was of Indian background.
Okay.
But you would have to travel like 2 hours away to kind of meet those people.
Okay.
So it was pretty dominant. It wasn't dominant with like it wasn't a multicultural place.
Mm-hmm. How would you say like moving around at such a young age and going to all these different countries? Like how would you say it shaped you?
I think you have to have a tough skin. Yeah. Because think about it this way, right? You go to school. A lot of people that have grown up in Canada, they have friends from kindergarten, day ones. Yeah, as people describe.
You never had that because you were constantly moving around as a kid, right?
Yeah. So
do you stay in touch with any of them?
No. It's all scratch, right? So because they're in different countries, then we didn't have Facebook and stuff like that to keep in touch. So and then the time progresses, you don't have the same interests, you don't have the same connections anymore, and those kind of die out, right? So you really have to have tough skin because you're really making friends like all the time. And not only friends, you're a new person at a different school, so you can imagine how much of bullying I went through when I was a little kid. So you kind of have to adapt quickly and you have to protect yourself. And not only that, you have to make sure that you protect my sister because she's also new too, right? So
was she around your age gap as well when you were like?
She's 2 years younger than me.
Okay. So you were literally like same going to same schools.
Yeah. So we had to like stick together. Yeah. So it's built out to who I am today, right? So you have to like you face so many things in life growing up, and it was fun, man. I wouldn't change it for any other way, right?
100%.
The only thing that I would say is that here is that you don't have that the friendship from like some people will be like, yo, I know this guy from like
I knew this guy from back in the day.
I knew this guy from like grade 1, grade 2.
I have a friend from like grade 3. So just one though.
My wife has friends from like grade 1, grade 2.
Wow.
Still their best
to this
friends.
day.
Yeah, to this day, and their best friends, right? Things like that. Yeah,
it's rare though. It's rare because like you grow apart. Things change,
like,
interests change.
At least you like they won't even be like your friends. If anything, they'll be like an acquaintance or something. Yeah.
So it's rare. Yeah, you're right. But it shaped me to be the talkative person that I am. So which is really good, right?
Yeah.
Because
your business too, right?
Yeah. I don't have trouble making friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like even me and you, how did we meet?
Yeah, we met I think we met through like Instagram, right? Was it Instagram or Twitter?
Yeah, Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. Like what? It's like I think 2017 or 18.
It was 2017.
2017.
And we met through Twitter.
Yeah.
There you go. You go.
It's always about networking with people. And always learning from other people, I would say, right?
And bro, that was a cool thing about you too, because I know like a lot of the guys from your generation especially, like they don't really reach out to other guys like that, right? Like I remember you reached out to me, and like because you reached out to me, bro, like we've done our own things too, like in the past, like we've had our own experiences together, and like that all started from like a cold DM, right? So I think that's pretty cool. And like you're sitting here now and stuff because of that DM, like it's crazy.
No, 100%. I think I found value in what he was doing. I think he changed a fuel pump on his driveway on the side.
Is that where you found me from? Okay,
so it was your 3 Series. His E30
E46
E46 broke down, and I was like, this is crazy, man. Like, and I didn't even know he was Tamil.
Wait, you found him straight off YouTube, or you found saw his IG or something?
No, so. That's funny because I think he came up on my Explore page or something.
That's crazy.
So the algorithm, right?
On YouTube,
on Instagram.
Okay.
Because you probably obviously search a lot of BMW videos and stuff too.
It was on your Instagram.
No,
video.
No, it wasn't on my Instagram. Was it on my Instagram?
Well, it was on your Instagram, and then
I probably put a clip of it.
Just a small
there
clip
you go.
of it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, those of you guys that are confused, I used to have a car YouTube channel. So
you still do
car review.
Well, I still have it. It's still up online. You can go on my Instagram.
It's some crazy stuff. He's raced some Lambos and.
We want to thank Betstamp for sponsoring this video. Betstamp's free app gives you guys the ability to line shop for the most valuable odds on each bet that you place. If you're already on these sportsbooks placing bets, then this is a no-brainer. Take advantage of the Betstamp app, which integrates multiple sportsbooks and gives you guys access to the best prices so you can maximize your profits. The only way to get an edge on online sports betting is by having multiple accounts at different sportsbooks. Sign up for free using our promo code in the description box below.
But they haven't been Lambos haven't been posted.
It's in the vault, right?
It's in the vault, but like a lot of cool cars on there.
So I didn't even know Heaven came in. No one's gonna think that's a Tamil name.
Still,
right?
Bro, till this day nobody knows. Until I tell them, right?
So I say Heaven came in, and they're like, so what's his real
name? Yeah. I get that all the time. That's my real name.
Okay, so back to your story, right? So how old were you when you came to Canada?
I was
let's fast forward a bit.
I was grade 7.
Grade 7.
So no, grade 6 summer.
Yeah.
So I started my schooling here in Canada in grade 7.
So you probably went to like the whole ESL programs and all that shit, or like did you have you studied in English too?
So
right?
So right away when you come to Canada, you have an accent, and it's still noticeable right now with my accent.
I can't.
Was it a Sri Lankan accent or was it like a Nigerian accent?
It was. It's just
It's just fucked.
It's not Canadian. It's not Canadian.
Yeah.
So, you know what, bro? Now that I think about it, like when I think about Masai Ujiri, how he talks and how you talk, I'm kind of like merging together because he's Nigerian. Masai Ujiri is Nigerian.
Okay.
So basically, what it is that they use different words because they're based out of British.
Yeah.
And then Sri Lanka is also based out of British.
Yeah.
And then listening to my dad.
Yeah.
And
so
everybody around.
Instead of saying dad, you're like Papa.
No. There wasn't a British accent. I think it was just that.
Yeah.
You know?
But yo, like for example, like Precious Achua is a Nigerian, right?
Yeah, OG is.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah. But the way Precious talks, there's a little bit of British. I always wondered, like, is this guy from the UK?
Yeah,
but he's not, right? He's
Nah.
Nigerian. That's because you said
Yeah,
based out of the British.
Yeah, because we had to like do a lot of things out of the dictionary. Like we had to memorize words out of the dictionary and things like that.
But like they have like there's like a hint of a British accent to it.
Yeah.
Even like
I think they were colonized
Tamil,
by.
even the Tamil accent, like there's a little like the words they use and stuff. It's more of like the British based.
Yeah, if you listen to anyone from Colombo speaking,
Yeah.
is British.
The way they learn English,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like even my mom, like she has like the way she says things is like British.
Okay.
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. Like, but yeah, it's I love the food from Nigeria, so it was really good. If you guys ever have a chance, try it out. It's not gonna be as good.
We might have it on the mukbang.
Yeah,
the future mukbang.
Yeah, try out some jollof rice.
Yeah.
It's very.
Oh, yeah, I've had jollof rice.
Yeah, jollof. But you have like if you can find someone that cooks it out of their house, I think.
Yeah, it's probably
much
more
better.
authentic. Yeah.
And then they have some egusi soup.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, egusi soup is really good, and pounded yam. Man, if someone can make you pounded yam, like actually pound the yam instead of like they have flour based yam. Yeah, it'll be some fire stuff.
Okay. So what did you want to be as a kid?
An NBA player.
From when you were in Nigeria.
Deadass.
In Nigeria, I wanted to be a automotive design engineer.
Okay.
Like kind of like following your dad's footsteps on the engineering side, right?
Engineering side, but he was into civil, building roads, highways, and things like that. I liked cars from day one.
How old were you when you first realized
like probably like 3, 4.
Okay.
Like first thing you remember, right? Like you're a true car guy.
Like I started my dad's car probably when I was like 3. It was a manual car.
Jeez.
So because it was in gear, every time I turned it, it will move a little bit. And move a little bit. And move a little bit. And I remember moving it in a circle.
No way.
Yeah.
Was your dad there?
No, see, that's the thing that
because if your dad was there, he would have kicked your ass because you're not supposed to be doing that with the car.
But we drive manual.
Yeah, now exactly. Right? Yeah. Your 5 Series. Yes, it was. Yes.
But now we have to put the clutch in to start the car.
Yes, before it wasn't like that.
Oh, it wasn't like that. Okay.
No. Before it was like that.
What do you mean?
It was still like that before.
With the clutch.
You had to put the clutch in.
But that's what I'm saying. My dad wasn't there, so how would I have been able to start and move the car a little bit?
Yeah, what the fuck? Unless you had a clutch bypass.
I don't know, but it was a Peugeot.
Okay. You know, maybe you had Peugeot's a gangster.
Yo, man.
I think it's a French company, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I know Peugeot.
So, that was the first car that I remember. Man, and my dad had the old Toyota Corollas back in the days with the mirror on the actual body.
Okay.
Like it's not like on the door.
Yeah. Like the 70s. It was the 70s.
It's a 72 or something like that.
Yeah, the 70s is when they had that design. Yeah. I love that. Like even the Datsun 240 has
exactly
that.
Right. Exactly.
So you so is when you came to Canada you wanted to be an NBA player or is it
exactly
okay? So it changed from the mechanic to automotive engine.
I saw Vince Carter play, man. I saw Vince Carter, and that's it.
That was after you came to Canada, though, right?
Yeah. Like, I saw Michael Jordan play when I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I love Michael Jordan. Like, my dad actually told me who Michael Jordan was.
Yeah.
And my dad taught me about the Yankees in 1993.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He's like, show me a hat. Like,
pop culture is crazy.
Was your dad a sports nut, too? Like, was he into
no, my dad played sports. He played a lot of soccer.
No way. Okay.
Like, soccer, like, crazy.
Yeah.
I remember my dad used to, like, dress up for, like, his games and stuff like that in Nigeria. Nigeria soccer was a crazy
probably huge there. Yeah.
Like we used to travel a lot when we were kids, and then my dad would just be like, "Hey, do you know what that logo is?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know." It's like, "That's the New York Yankees," and I'm like, "Yeah, like I didn't know that." Then I come to Canada. Like,
Bearmans are wearing New York Yankees.
Yeah, and I'm like, my dad told me about the New York Yankees.
It's crazy because most people who wear a Yankees hat, they probably think, oh, yo, Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z wears it, right? They don't even know it's baseball.
Yeah.
I just think it was just NY.
No, but we're dating back before even Jay-Z, right? 1993, way before.
No, Jay-Z started rapping around that time.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, Jay-Z is like, I think late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, he was rapping
Listen,
in the 90s.
man, I'm like, I came to Canada in 2000, so I probably only recognized who Jay-Z was out here at BET,
Yeah, 2000,
Yeah,
I was in,
yeah.
I think I was in
That's
senior,
like
senior
90s. He
kindergarten.
was coming up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, go on. So
I saw Vince Carter play, man.
Yeah.
It was like magic watching this guy play every day. And ever since then, till this day, watching the Raptors because of Vince Carter.
Yeah. So all the way through high school, you wanted to be an NBA player.
High school, like, the minute that I realized that, height and, and it's a very fast-paced game.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really good at playing basketball when I was
Were you
younger.
on the ball team, like, when you were in high school and stuff?
No, I tried out for it. I didn't make it.
Me
Right?
too.
No, but...
I made it, but I was shit.
Really, eh? Were you bench?
Yeah. But I made it, and like, I'm way better now than I was when I made the team.
I was actually on the ball team in grade 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I was bench.
Okay,
It was just downhill from there.
Okay, let's move on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, you graduate high school, and then what do you do after that?
So I graduate high school. I go to automotive like engineering degree.
Yeah.
Like,
so the original dream now, back to the original
shit.
dream.
Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't a dream. It was what you wanted to be.
Okay, so I think the school system is really flawed.
Yeah,
Like,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Why is the school
Because-
system flawed?
Because you don't know what the hell you're gonna do in school.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot. Okay, so
I was actually thinking about this today when I was at the grocery store.
a lot of people have a good system at home, right? So if they have like good guiding parents, that you might know exactly where to go and what you want to do.
If you're lucky,
And even
quote unquote lucky.
yeah, even right now, like
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know what they want to do, right? It's just to get the bills paid and all that.
Yeah.
How many people are using their degrees that they've paid 45.
Very very slim, very very slim.
Still paying their OSAP loan.
Yeah.
How many people are using that degree?
Bro, you know what's crazy? That's actually funny you bring this up because, like, I come across people, like, I talk to, like, a shitload of people from, like, prospecting every day, and then I'll ask them, like, I'll ask them what they do for a living, and then they'll tell me what they do for a living, and I ask them what they do in school. Completely different. Nobody, like, I haven't met, like, it's such a small percentage of people that actually end up going into doing the career that they did in school.
You probably haven't talked to, like, like software engineers and shit like that. Like, obviously, like a
Yeah,
hard
like
skill.
guys
When you
like-
go to
yeah,
school for a
exactly,
hard skill,
exactly.
that's different.
Yeah,
right.
like IT, all those guys.
Like
they had to go to
engineering
school.
and stuff
Exactly,
like that.
exactly,
But
exactly.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, I'm not trying to say that kids don't need schooling or you should take them and just school them at home or anything like that. And I'm not saying that going to doing any kind of post-secondary education is a complete waste. Not here to say that, because I do see that there's a lot of value and a lot of people that are really really fortunate have done some sort of schooling and some sort of schooling in like Ivy League schools and things like that. So there's definitely some sort of value that it brings. But when you don't know what you want to do and you kind of just do it because your parents are saying something or that's just the norm, because after high school, no one tells you, but like, hey, listen, go and shadow someone at an insurance brokerage or, go shadow someone at a real estate brokerage, right? Like, I wish we had some sort of different options that were already in high school and you had a little bit of a chance to...
Like better guidance, right?
Better guidance, because think about it this way. We did have careers in civics class, right?
Yeah,
This guy always talks about career cruising. Here we
Yo,
go.
that's actually funny because I was actually gonna bring this up right now. But pretty much, like, I don't know if you remember career cruising. I don't know if you guys had it, but like,
I'm pretty sure we had it. Yeah.
career cruising, like, pretty much is like this website. You do like a little survey and stuff, and it matches you up with jobs that they think would be best for you.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of make that connection with this podcast, right? Because it's like a big thing that we say on all of our podcasts is that
You don't know what you don't know, and you don't even know that you don't know it.
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So for example, like, so we like to get people that are making money in their own ways and shit, right?
Yeah.
So by having you on here, we're exposing you out here and showing that, hey, listen, you can make money doing this insurance. You can make money making tables. You can make money making coffee beans. There's always different ways of making money, and one of our missions is to bring that out to the main public and show that this is how much money you can actually make.
And this is the ups and the downs. This is what it costs them to start. This is the trials and tribulations of doing that, and then people can see, if that's right for them. You know what I mean? Like
based
if
on
they're
their
younger,
personality or based on something like their interest or whatever. Like, this is what you got to go through. Like, so that's one of our things.
Because at the end of the day, like talking about money is like super taboo. You know what I mean? Nobody talks about money. Nobody talks about how much they make or you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, like if you don't talk about it, then you can't really progress. Like a lot of people.
It's like it's more so like Inghi's in insurance. Okay, cool. But we don't know the whole process.
But because it's like, it's ask more questions than that. It's like, that's disrespectful.
It's going into personal. How much money do you make? How much?
How much can you make?
Yeah, how much can you make? Is there any ceilings? Like people don't even know that you make residual income. People don't even know that shit. Right?
And there's so much stigma on sales. You know what I mean? Like when you're in school, there's like so much stigma on sales and shit, and you don't realize that sales is the one with the like the shortcut, not the shortcut, but like the secret where there's no cap. You know what I mean?
If you want no ceilings, sales is the way to go. If you want to make as much money as you want, it's in sales.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do a sales job, you still need sales skills, so you can perform at the highest.
And then you notice, like in like movies, they make the salesmen like all sleazy and shit.
And like, hey, foot in the door.
It's all programming.
Like, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I feel like everything is designed.
Yeah.
Right. Everything is designed. If you think about it,
it's
everything is. So think about it. Right. You go to high school, you have to go to college or university, or someone's looking at you in the wrong way, and that's what our parents were taught because that's all they knew.
Yeah.
Right. Because if I might go to my dad and be like, listen, is your passion being a civil engineer?
And probably not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
That's what he had to do to get his family.
Engineering. Doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And then think about it that way. Then you have now a $60,000 loan. Right? And then $60,000 loan. Now, if you're going to be a doctor, I think that even gets even higher.
I think you're in the lawyer too. You'll be in the six figures. Six figures.
Exactly. So now you're trying to pay that off. And if your family's really wealthy, then maybe you're paying it off in a longer, like,
or maybe you didn't even get the OSAP.
Yeah, maybe you didn't have a OSAP, right? But if you're doing that, now you're stuck. Now, by the time you even start to pay off that loan, right? You're now starting a family.
Yeah, because that's
right.
She's starting the family in the hole,
right? And then now you're buying a house in the hole, right?
So now you have two holes.
Now you have two holes.
You're already in a hole, and you dug yourself another hole.
And then now come 3, you have the kids. Right? Then you buy the cars.
Yeah.
Because for the cars, for the kids, you need like a bigger car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then
and if you're a lawyer, you got to look nice too. So you can't just buy any car. You can't buy a Dodge Caravan. You got to buy like a BMW X7 with extended seats, right?
Yeah. Listen, I have no idea. Like, but you're probably right. But you understand where I'm getting at, right? So basically, with all of those things going in, now 20 years, you're now going to be stuck paying off your loans, your house mortgage. Where are you going to live? When are you going to live for yourself? Right? And I think that's what you guys are trying to do, is provide value by telling people different ways and different...
Yeah, exactly. And then you can maybe match it up with your personality, and then instead of wasting your time doing the other things, you just jump right into this thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people... Remember we were told, work hard, earn your money, and then be happy. Nah, man. It's be happy first. How many people say, be happy with what you're doing, and then you're going to actually make the money that you want to make, because you're now providing a service to everybody else. That providing service is what's going to make you money.
And I also think that like you kind of have to understand how the world works before, doing anything. Like, cause like you don't learn like we learned this like way later on in life, how like the financial system works. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you don't learn that. Like you think like, oh, you make a salary, like, oh, you're set, you're good. You know what I mean? Like you don't. If you understood that beforehand,
exactly, yeah,
you could take your time. You don't have to get out. You don't have to get an unnecessary loan.
Yeah,
and you can kind of plan out your life better without stressing and following the traditional path.
They're not teaching you about taxes, like unless you take like a specific accounting fucking course. Even then, they're not really talking about the taxes in this country. They're not teaching you about how to pay down your student loans, how to money management skills. They're not teaching you what else? Fucking how to buy a house.
Yeah.
Like it the smart way, right? Like what they're showing us. Like if you don't like if you don't do your actual research or sit down with like a realtor, you literally think that they especially the way the media is pushing it too, a house costs $1 million.
Yeah, like it's crazy how much is missing from today's world.
Yeah.
If you think about it, back in the days when you had to learn to be a certain profession, you have to go and work as an apprentice for someone else.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that means that you're spending X amount of time with that person. At that time, people didn't really have like, you know, the luxury to be like, hey, am I happy doing this or not? Right? But, you know,
it's either you do that or you starve, right?
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have those skills. I feel like that's lacking today. It's just, you just kind of.
You know what it is, bro? Like I think with like social media and stuff too, like everything, just all this, they've literally shoved instant gratification down our throats.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, people only see the final product. Right? Like, or they'll see you. They're like, oh, yo, Inghi has a brokerage, or Inghi's doing this, that. They don't show all the cold calls you had to make, or like all the contacts you had to make to start building your business, and then like you wanting to quit like every other week and shit, be like, yo, fuck this, should I go back and get another job and shit?
Yeah,
you know, like
100%. Man.
Like that is the truth. Like that, like,
that's why we have this podcast. We're trying to show that.
Exactly. Like, you know, like before, like even for me, like before I get a listing or a buyer, like. I'm like 90 people are gonna say no to me before 10 mans are like say yes to me, and then out of the 10 mans, maybe 2 mans would be like actually yes.
Yeah,
they don't show you that.
No, it's crazy. A lot of the things that we're supposed to be taught is supposed to be taught by our parents. I think a lot of the things are supposed to be taught by your parents, and if you have a strong foundation, when you have a strong foundation, that gives you an upper hand to be successful.
Yeah,
not that you can't be still successful, gives you an upper hand because. Your train habits, like from age 0 to 7, and even some parts after 7, you still like, you know, those early 7 years are the most crucial years because everything is like a sponge. Who are you learning from? Right? You're learning from your parents because you're with your parents most of the time,
and they're watching you. They're not listening to you. They're watching you.
Their habits that you learn from your parents are very important in what you do today.
I think it's like the your brain elasticity or something. It's like or like I think I'm butchering it, but like you can learn and relearn more easily when you're younger.
Because you're on your brain's at different waves. So I think it's like the theta stage and then something like that.
You know how they go like alpha, beta.
Yeah.
But you remember we were listening to some of those frequency sounds.
Yes, yo, I haven't done that in a while.
To rewire, because it's basically what we're running even right now is on a computer. It's like a computer system. It's a computer system.
Yeah, like operating system.
Yeah, if you guys notice anything from your early childhood, you still probably do the same habits that you do now when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have the strong foundation from your parents early. And I'm talking about not like, you know, the parents just come and provide food and just no. So like, you know, actually, okay, so this is how you do this. If you have to cut wood, this is how you pick up the axe. This is how you smack
all
it.
The basic shit, like the basic
all
shit.
the
survival
stuff. The basic
you know?
stuff is very important.
Yeah. Even like small things like cleaning your house. Like your mom showing you a specific way how to sweep things so it gets done properly.
Exactly.
Versus you just going in there just fucking sweeping everything and just making a mess, you know?
So think about where we come from. Like like people that are Tamil came from Sri Lanka, and then now they didn't have that opportunity to be actually given that right support here in Canada because their parents had to work 2 or 3 jobs to keep the house, you know, the lights up running and the food.
Yo, you know what it is, bro? Our parents came here as a survival thing. Like they didn't come here out of luxury. They weren't like, oh, yo,
exactly.
I'll go to my kids, and you know, like they came here out of survival, and then you know they trusted in the school system. To teach us everything that we need to know. They're like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna work. My kid's gonna go to school. They're gonna teach him everything he needs to know. He's gonna become successful in this country.
Yeah.
And then that's where they got finessed.
Yes, and the parents that actually came here, they're some of the toughest people because they had to leave behind their friends, their family, and they didn't know anybody here. They had to, you know, rent, start fresh. Like,
and like, even if they knew the language, it's still a brand new country. You got to figure out how to get a house here, get a car here, insurance, like, you know, like all
some
that
people
stuff.
didn't even know the language.
Yeah.
So basically, think about it when you're setting up your insurance, going to buy a house, and if they didn't have a Tamil realtor or Tamil insurance person, or if they did have a Tamil realtor or Tamil person, there was one or two people probably at that time that were doing this.
Yeah.
So at that point, what were they doing? They were blindly trusting those people.
Exactly.
Blindly trusting those people.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to all the parents that, you know, did the tough things. You know, how many of us can actually start a family or take our existing family
over
move to a different country that doesn't even speak English,
learn a whole new language,
learn a new language, and then learn a new way of living,
adapt to that society.
Yeah, and get a new job, a new occupation.
Yeah. It takes a lot of faith. Like,
and then,
you gotta believe in the system for that.
Yeah, and then you're kind of programmed to thinking, okay, this is what you got to do. You got to go to the school system. You got to do this and that. Otherwise, you'll fall behind. Yeah. So you can't really blame them for being like, hey, go this way, because they're trying to play it safe so that you don't fuck up, right? The school system doesn't teach you entrepreneurship, right? That's the biggest thing, right? So you kind of figure that out on your own.
You know, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to blame the parents. But you know, like we shouldn't repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah. That we have more access.
I wouldn't say mistakes.
Exactly.
Because that's all they had to do was to make sure that we had a comfortable place to live in.
Yeah. You know what it is, bro? I think like our parents' time was a different time. Yeah. Like information wasn't readily accessible like that. 100%. Right? Like, bro, like right now we have like, literally this fucking podcast will teach you like half the income streams out there, right? And this podcast, this bear podcast like this, you can Google search things, you can YouTube it. There's so many different platforms that's constantly teaching you how to make money, how to do this, how to do that.
There's 17-year-old girls that are literally making $15,000 a month. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the time we're living in right now.
Exactly. YouTube
you know what I mean?
Is
without graduating high school.
YouTube is next level. I think YouTube is next level. Like, you know, I turn on how to change something, how to fix something in my house. You know, it's readily available. Yeah. But yet we'll watch someone
dancing on TikTok or something.
Some sort of burger and some sort of candy, because that's what catches their attention, right?
But like we're because like all the information is there if you go searching for it, but we know like the common person is not searching for these kind of things. Like we talked about it before. The common person just wants to be entertained by these things, right? So we're trying to kind of push it to the mainstream, you know, trying to like.
But you know, like back in the days, if you had to like, you know, go search for things and like try to figure something out, you probably have to walk like 60 miles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go to the library, go to the what is it? What is that thing called?
The archives and stuff.
Before the internet. What are they? What
encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia. Exactly.
He said it like 3 times.
I'm a quiet guy.
What jobs did you do prior to insurance?
So my first job is door knocking.
No way.
Yeah, door knocking, selling newspapers.
How old were you when?
Probably 13, 14.
Oh shit!
Probably in like grade 9.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Door knocking, like you're selling newspapers.
Selling newspaper subscriptions.
Toronto Star,
That's
right?
crazy.
Toronto Star.
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
Sun.
That means you must have sold the paper, and I was delivering it right behind you.
Oh shit,
that's crazy.
Well, continue.
Yeah, so that, and then I think we were doing like Rogers too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like the same guy was like, you know, it's like one guy will pick you up in like a minivan and drop you off at a certain neighborhood.
I think he did something similar to that.
Yeah,
I did rental water heaters.
Oh shit!
you know those guys, those annoying guys that come to your door and try to upgrade your rental water heater.
Yeah, but like you're also 10 years, like you're about 10.
I did that when I was like 17 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like back then, I don't think they had that, or maybe they did, but like at age 12, 13, I don't think you're doing that.
12, 13, super early. Yeah.
And so how did you feel about doing door knocking at 12, 13? Like, did you learn anything valuable from that? Like, what's one thing?
You had to do it, right? Is it because you had to do it?
No, I didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to do it.
I didn't have to do it.
Why did you even want to get a job?
Yeah.
I just, man, like you're living in Markham and Ellesmere. You see people like, you know, wearing brand names.
Yeah.
You know, you want, you know, I didn't even have a fitted.
5950s, bro. Those are huge.
Yeah, man. I wanted to get a fitted.
Yeah.
I want to get Fat Farm.
Yeah.
Rockaware.
Yeah. I remember my yellow mustard Fat Farm shirt from like middle school and shit.
I used to have Fat Farm shoes and shit. You know.
I wanted a nice like I don't know, Fat Farm, like Rockaware, like a jacket
Sean John
in winter and stuff.
You remember the Rockaware shoe bags?
The stringbacks. The stringbacks.
Yeah, that came like later when I was
Timberland.
I was already like in grade 12 when that like happened.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't own a single one of those. Like I'm proud to say that I didn't own that because I always thought it looked super weird.
Yeah. I actually had a few. I think I was like in grade 5.
That was our generation.
Yeah,
Everybody had that shit.
Yeah, like lugs.
You're like what? You're 88. We're 94s.
88.
93. I'm 93. 94. Yeah.
So yeah, like I just did it. I think I learned the art. Like you get rejected, but then you.
But you had thick skin because of your past and your childhood.
Yeah,
right?
so you have to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
So once that started happening, I was like, yeah, this is pretty easy.
So what was motivating you? Like obviously you got the job. Well, like, was it literally because of the fat farm? You wanted to work at the fat farm?
Literally materialistic.
Yeah.
Because at that point, when you're listening to BT and you see at school, the coolest kid have like all the name brand, you want to be just like them, right? Well, no one else told me.
What year was this?
Probably like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're like, I was like in grade 3, 4.
Yeah, but at that time, like no one else is telling you to do any different.
Yeah.
Because your parents are still like fully at work.
Yeah.
Oh, did your parents know you were doing this?
Yeah. But like they thought it was good because
it's keeping you busy and shit.
Yeah. But then we were doing like MSN.
Yeah.
And then you're just trying to like.
All the little kids are like, well, what's going on right now, right?
Yeah. MSN, like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Just said a new thing.
Yeah. So MSN is before texting, before.
If you guys don't know what MSN
WhatsApp.
is.
Yeah.
MSN Messenger.
It's like an online messaging tool that we had before everybody had cell phones in their pockets. You just had to run home after school, log into your MSN, and just
And there was MSN Plus.
Exactly. I don't know if by
MSN Plus is when you can like change the colors on your.
Yeah. Like you change your names and shit.
Yeah.
That
happened.
And you can do like video calls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Before Zoom, MSN did it first.
Before WhatsApp video and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Way before. So what did you do after the paper?
I did a few construction jobs, like
breaking
down basements and things
like in high school when you were in high school.
No way. Okay. Like just like
the summer jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Like off the newspaper, you found these guys that are hiring. Or?
I think it was through a friend.
A family. So like Tamil. So it was like a Tamil renovation guy.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then we'll take you to a spot. We break down like basements.
Oh shit.
And these were like really good neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like you see like Ferraris, Lamborghinis and stuff like that. And
you're obviously down for
water damage, like restoration.
Yeah. Oh, restoration. Okay.
Yeah, like restoration.
How much did they pay you back then?
It was all cash, and I think it was like pretty good. Yeah, like
at the time.
Remember. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. For a kid, it was more than enough. And then after you're done, you're like, even though you're underage, you're like, someone gives you a beer, like sick.
Okay, so bro, so you switched from like door knocking, which is commission based, to hourly. Like, did you feel that transition? Did you even think about that transition at that time? Like,
no.
Did you like what you're doing, or did you prefer doing door knocking?
This was just what was just
trying to make money.
You just want to buy more fat farm.
Yeah, at this point, I just wanted to buy more gear.
Yeah.
Like
and more 5950 hats.
Yeah, like I just wanted to get like hats.
Yeah.
Would you think about buying a car at that point, or
no? Not yet.
Well, you still like cars during this time, obviously, right?
I've always loved cars.
Yeah.
So I always wanted an Integra. So my first car was an Integra.
Sick.
How old were you?
I was 19.
19. Good shit. Okay.
Well, what were you doing? What job were you doing?
I was working at Staples.
What year Integra was it?
96.
Oh, DC2.
Yeah. No, it was a DB8.
DB8, oh, 4-door.
That's why my Instagram handle is DB8 Tegra.
Yeah. Okay. You like the 4-door better than the 2-door?
Yeah, always. Yeah. Still a sedan guy.
You know what they say? 4-door, more friends, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think you were trying to like say something else, but but then he's trying to keep it PG.
Exactly.
No, I was just honestly.
Sometimes we're a family show.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes,
4-door is nice, man.
Yeah,
but I couldn't even have people sit in the back as Lord. And
if
you have like,
did you cut your springs, or did you go do coilovers? I know a lot of the guys back then, they used to cut their springs.
I think it was on coilovers.
Or
it was it was just
springs.
on springs.
Lowering springs.
It was preset. Coilovers. Like you can't change it.
Okay, one of those.
You can't change the height on them.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, you can't like slam it more.
Yeah.
Or you can't raise it. It's like, and then one person hits.
Yeah.
And because the wheels were too wide, it would just rub into the tire.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, we all been there.
Of course.
Yeah. It's
I'm like,
crazy.
can't relate, right? I'm like, can't relate, right?
Vince like Hall?
No, and not yet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me when you guys talk about sports.
Yeah.
No, but it was good, man. It's like cars are like, you know, something that I always liked. Like I can even now tell you.
You did car sales at a point, no?
I did.
Did you do car sales?
I did car sales.
Shit.
Too.
Acura?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So
How come you
basically-
didn't excel in car sales? Like, why'd you?
No, it's not that I didn't excel in car sales.
Yeah.
I think car sales is very demanding. The timing is very demanding.
It is.
Not to say that insurance, the timing is not demanding, but I can pick and choose.
When was this? When were you selling cars?
In 2013. So
Okay.
I was doing car detailing,
Yeah.
studying for my automotive service technician, being an apprentice, and selling cars.
This guy's
You
doing
had the dealership license and shit too?
Yeah, I'm
Say
big,
word.
everything.
Say word, eh?
Just working at Maple Acura.
Maple Acura. What's that? Which one is it?
It's
Is
in
that a
Vaughan.
Maple? Okay.
Is that in Maple, right?
I don't know if it was a Maple or if it was like, you know, it's just like the name was just Maple, like Maple.
That's a real right there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I've done like a lot of jobs. Like I worked at the Cedarbury Public Library.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked there, and you know, it looked like a complete like
Thug, right?
yeah, like they wanted to fire me from the time that I started.
Yeah. Yo, it's actually funny. I don't know if you want to send us a picture of what you used to look like when you're younger, we can put it up on the screen. This guy used to look like a full-out thug. So imagine a thug, working at the library.
Yeah, so they just wanted me out, man.
Yeah,
They just wanted me out because when I went to the interview, I put on my glasses. I tucked in everything, and I had like a dress shirt, like tie and everything.
And then the first shift, you crip walking inside, right?
First shift, I went there with like a jersey on.
What jersey? Who's it?
Vince Carter, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I had like a few Vince Carter jerseys, and if you catch me, like you know, that's probably my wife was like, "Why are you wearing the same thing over and over again?" And then she's like, "You got to stop wearing jerseys." Right. So and then eventually I did.
Now you're wearing a suit and shit, right?
Yeah.
So what drove you to get into insurance?
Completely accidental.
Yeah.
I was working at the bank. I worked at the bank too. I worked at BMO, and then I wanted a higher paying job. So one of my friends actually.
How much were you making at?
36,000.
Yeah.
This is
what year?
Obviously
What year is
like
this?
back in the day, right? Like
What year is this?
2014, 2015.
Yeah.
I would
That
say.
same job probably is like
20,
55, 60 now, right? The
Yeah.
same job.
Because everything has gone up, right?
Yeah,
Like if you
okay.
want like a basic person now, it's like, you know, without no experience,
Yeah.
they're starting hiring at like
Yeah.
55. I think it's the most attractive thing now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I wanted a higher paying job. RBC was hiring. I applied there, got in, and then you know that's where I started my training for insurance.
So RBC was applying was hiring for just what was the job? What was the
Insurance
position?
advisors.
Insurance advisors, and
Yeah.
like did they ask for experience or anything like that?
No,
Or, like,
no. They did. It was just mainly, I think, because I was in the banking
field, yeah.
and customer
Yeah,
service.
yeah,
I
makes
think
sense.
it kind of all tied in together.
And you knew it was like commission based and stuff.
it wasn't
You did-
commission based.
It wasn't.
It was salary. I just
Salary.
can't remember what the salary was.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Were you an insurance agent there with RBC?
It was an insurance advisor. I would say it's like an agent. Yeah.
Was this before like they took over Aviva, or was this when?
Yeah,
it was before Aviva.
No.
Merged?
So Aviva bought RBC, not
Oh,
the other
Aviva
way
bought.
around.
Okay, yeah, because the insurance companies are obviously the richest, right?
Yeah.
They bought RBC's like insurance branch, not obviously
No,
all of
no.
RBC.
So let me correct that.
Yeah.
Aviva Insurance bought RBC Insurance.
Yeah, yeah. So RBC doesn't own RBC insurance anymore. They don't have it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about that.
So I started my training there. Excellent program. I had a really good trainer, amazing. And then once we ended up on the floor, it was just like, it was so weird, man. It was like their processes and everything. They wanted you to have like a handle time while talking to a client, and then
What's the handle time for?
so handle time is basically how long you're on the phone with the client,
Yeah.
trying to help them. You know, they want you to give good customer service, but then they have a restriction of how much you have to be on the phone with.
It's
someone.
just like
Is that common or no?
I guess it depends. It depends on the insurance. The insurance company that I work with, like they didn't really have handle time. Like they had like hold times that they look at.
Yeah.
But obviously, like they want you to be more efficient and stuff
Everything.
too. Everything's all tracked.
Like,
yeah.
but I'm
They got to
saying
make money, right?
ACW, like after call
ACW,
work.
yeah, after call
hold,
work, yeah.
Your handle time, everything is monitored.
Yeah.
So like I was like, man, like I felt like I didn't feel happy like, driving all the way from Scarborough all the way to Mississauga just to do this. And yeah, man, it wasn't great.
So how long were you there? Sorry, go no.
I think I was only there for like a short period of time.
Were you were you doing auto and home insurance there, or were you doing like
auto and home?
Okay, not life there, right?
No
okay,
life.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you
then
left
I left. I worked for a pharmaceutical company.
What company?
And I was Bayshore.
Okay.
And I don't even know what I did there, but
this guy's resume is crazy, bro.
No, it's not even like I'm not trying to disrespect the company. I just I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was processing.
Yeah,
man.
How long were you there for?
What attracted you? What attracted you to that? It was just
it was like a friend that referred, like had someone that was working there. Was
the money good?
Was kind of close to home. No, the money was not that good.
Okay.
It was close to home.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like data processing.
Data entry.
Was it data entry? Yeah.
It was some sort of coordinator.
Yeah.
It was like I was just coordinating prescriptions, and it goes to the picking, and then the picking ends up fulfilling the orders. Like so, there's
got
an
it.
intake.
Yeah.
I was intake coordinator. That's what it is.
There we go.
Okay. What did you do after that?
I got my mortgage license.
Oh shit!
okay,
What? I didn't even know
okay.
this.
Yeah. So I got my mortgage license.
What led you to do that? Why did you want to do that?
It's always money.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
You know,
of course.
you're trying to make like money, and you're trying to.
So were you like during this whole process? Were you like, asking people around you like how do you make more money, or like how did you know?
No.
How did you know that mortgage?
How did you know? How did you know that these opportunities would lead you to more money?
Yeah.
I think it was just looking at other people and trying to follow like someone else's footstep, right?
Like people in your circle or people like out, like where did you see these people?
It was just one of those things, like it was attractive because you can make commission and you can talk to people. I don't think it's.
And you've done multiple commission jobs at this point, right? Like by the time you got to
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think I looked at anyone. I was said, "Hey, I'm gonna be a mortgage advisor" or anything like that. I think I was just like, "Okay, you know what? I want to make like $200K a year."
Why not a realtor? Why a mortgage advisor?
That's a great question. I think I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
And then I thought about all the realtors.
Yeah.
And then for some odd reason, I thought I wasn't going to get business.
Yeah.
Why was that?
But I was at a time that it was. Honestly, I felt so lost at that time. I know
what year
100%.
is this? No.
Around 2015-ish.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So 2015 is like right before I was about to get married. Before you get married, you want to have the next step ready. You want to know what you're doing.
If anything, you want to have it already set up.
That's what I'm saying. You want to have everything set up before you actually start like
adding more
new
people
life
onto your plate. Exactly.
Yeah. So it was a really like confusing time. It was really like if I had like maybe solid education, I think it would be like helpful. Maybe it wouldn't have been helpful. Who knows, right? Because a lot of people don't use their degree or whatever the case is. But I think I didn't have a good support system because at that time I was living alone, right? So I was like also I didn't have a guidance system.
How old were you when you started living alone?
I would say age 16, 17.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad had to go to a different country to now work, and we didn't go with him, me and my sister.
Because you guys are older now,
Yeah,
it just
so
doesn't make sense to leave school.
so we were. When I say we weren't living with anyone, we we're still living with my aunt and uncle, and eventually I moved out. I was living with my wife, girlfriend at the time, with her family. So when I say guidance system, there wasn't someone to look up to.
You didn't have like a direct support system that took care of you specifically.
Like a person that would say this is, listen, you're doing this. Nah, let me show you something.
Yeah, Inghi, don't be a dumbass. Do this instead. Yeah.
Let's do this. And there's times where I did have family members reach out and say X and X, but like it wasn't strong. I was just, and
they kind of said it because they had to.
And I think about it at
but you already learned at that point. Maybe you learned so much by trial and error. On your own, right?
Basically, my whole life is trial and error.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody's life is too.
Yeah.
That's how everybody learns.
Yeah.
But at age 17, 18, someone comes, or like even at age 21, I think when I'm talking about now, like 20s, 21s, if someone comes and tells you, no, don't do this, you're gonna be like, bro, I know what I'm doing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, no matter who it is or anything like that. But yeah, man, my life could have gone like several different ways. But you know, I'm just kind of happy where I'm at now, and I'm, you know, how I'm going to go in the next little while. Because what I've learned in the last 3 years alone is I just want to unlearn everything that I learned before that.
Yeah.
So okay, so the mortgage thing. So how long were you doing that, and how was the experience? And
that didn't last well at all. I don't think I was committed to that.
Okay, so you got the license, and then you
basically I flaked.
You flaked, okay.
Yeah.
But you got the license?
I got the license.
Did you end up hanging it up with like a mortgage broker?
Yeah, I went to a mortgage alliance. Yeah, and I didn't do the work that they, you know, that takes you to the next step.
Okay, so now did you hop right into insurance right out of mortgages, or did you do something else in between?
So I still had my license to do insurance.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't sponsored by any company. Then right after the pharmacy job, I went back. So funny, I applied for a job, and I think that job called me. I remember where I was. I don't think I was intoxicated when I got that call.
You remember this? You remember this?
Yeah. So and then I know that I shouldn't pick up that phone call. So I got the voicemail, and I called back, and then I got, you know, I was really excited. It was an agent from State Farm, and then I went to go see her. We really clicked, and then I resumed my insurance career. But my first insurance was with State Farm. The minute that I walked into that office,
your first insurance, as in like your own insurance.
My first car insurance when I was 19 was with State Farm.
Okay.
So my first insurance was with State Farm, and I remember going into the office and what she was doing, and I was like, "Yo, this is so cool. This is so cool that she's doing this." And for some odd reason, you know, like it kind of circled back. But you know,
how is this different from the RBC for you?
This is like people will come sit in front of you. You don't have a restriction. You're now going and actively talking to people and trying to get leads and generate leads.
Because it's commission based now.
It's commission based with a little bit of salary, so it was a lot different.
Yeah,
you know, I loved doing that, and I was performing really well at State Farm.
What were you doing to like prospect? Did they have like a specific way of prospecting, or were you just kind of blasting on social media?
At that time, it was no social marketing, social media. We weren't even allowed to use our cell phones.
No way.
We're not even allowed to market under ourselves.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because you're under the agent, so anything that you do it has to be under the agent.
Okay.
So how many people would you call in a day?
I would call I remember like sometimes I'll call like 30, 40 people a day. Sometimes 50.
Yeah.
And you know, like man, it was pretty good, man. Like
and like that like all the rejections and stuff, like that probably was nothing to you at that point. Like you've gone through like way worse, right?
There's something at our BMO that I was selling called the balance protector. On your credit card.
What is bullshit banking?
I don't even know the product, and I don't even know if the product was beneficial because it was so long ago. But I got so good at selling that, and I was like, this is, if you can sell this,
you can sell anything.
You could sell something that someone else actually needs.
Yeah.
That's actually rule number 1 in sales. You got to believe in the product. Like once you believe in the product, like you're not really selling it. Like, you're literally you're providing service. But like, yo, listen, fam, like
it's like breathing. It's like breathing, right?
Yeah, it's like, yo, this is good for you. So I think you should have this.
Here's some water. Drink it, right?
Yeah, you're thirsty. Here's some water. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really think that maybe the balance protector was actually a thing that you need. Maybe that's why it was.
Some
really
people
good.
might.
Because I remember like if you get like disabled or something like that, your balance get paid out or something like that. So actually, it's not like a. It's not,
I know
exactly.
It's not a bank finesse.
Yeah. So yeah.
They try to sell that to the older people, right?
No,
everybody,
anybody, man, any age,
Holy shit.
man. Like that was a thrill. Like selling that product. As soon as you say what you have to say, and then after that they say yes.
Yeah,
you gotta
get a dopamine rush. Yeah.
Then you gotta say something verbatim. That means that it's like
exactly word for word.
Word for word.
Yeah.
It's on the screen.
You're following the script. Yeah.
And that whole time you're like, yo, I did this. And then, ma'am, can I get you to say a yes, a clear yes through the phone? And then they say yes, and then you're like, You know, so that
You
was
like shoot it up your spine and it goes up, right?
yeah. It was crazy, man.
You know what's crazy? Like, I think someone tweeted this. Like, I forget who it was. Some big person on Twitter. What are some things that you wish school taught? And a lot of the top answers were sales and marketing. Right?
Sales and marketing, yeah.
Cause like that's everything, right? And so when you're talking about that, I'm just thinking like you probably didn't enjoy that job as the BMO job, but like you learned sales, right? Like
Sales,
where you're learning
marketing,
sales.
and I think
Building
the biggest,
a brand.
Yeah,
building a brand.
You
but I
weren't getting
think-
paid for the sales, right? Like in BMO, at BMO, were you
No.
getting paid? You weren't.
No,
You were getting a salary.
No, it was just like one more tick mark on the whiteboard.
Yeah, but
Bro,
you learned
the
sales.
thing with those kind of jobs is that you learn phone skills, which are really
Exactly.
important, and you also learn communication skills.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because like when it's only audio, like you really focus in on what you sound like,
Yeah.
like like
No, wait, this
pronunciations
is in
and all that
person.
stuff,
No? Is this in
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
in person.
RBC
was over the phone.
RBC and BMO were over the phone.
Over the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
sometimes you have like a mirror in front of you. You have to smile. While
Yeah,
you're talking to the
yeah.
client.
You know what? That's actually crazy. I actually came back. I just came back from like the 3-day seminar with Mike Ferry, who's
Yeah.
like a real estate sales coach. And that's actually one of the things that he mentions to do. He's like, get a mirror in your office, and he's like, smile and dial.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you smile and say whatever, you can literally say whatever as long as you're smiling. They can actually hear the difference in
They
energy.
can actually hear the
They can
smile.
actually
They can hear the smile,
Yeah,
yeah.
they can hear the smile, and you can literally say anything.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like arguing with your commission, you can literally say no. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like it works.
Yeah, it definitely works,
Yeah.
and that's why I had to do that. But I think, coming on this podcast kind of takes me back down memory lane, and some of those
Because
skills.
you can hear yourself and like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, even just remembering all the things that I did to be
okay.
successful.
Yeah.
And why isn't that now part of my daily routine? And I think it's really important that I was able to kind of walk through this and remember how I did things.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that were the foundation of where I am today.
Yeah. And then obviously going back to State Farm, your primary lead generation tool was the phone, right?
Yeah.
So you obviously had the phone experience from BMO and RBC that you used
Exactly.
at State Farm,
Yeah.
and then you probably were killing it because of that.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I'm assuming that was probably the most amount of money you made at that time, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I left State Farm to become a broker because I wanted to make more money.
And you knew that sales is that something that you could succeed in, or like
I'm a natural, like I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I was at that point I wanted to create some sort of value, and I think I've gone away from that. I think I'm now circling back to it, but I wanted to actually do a lot more life insurance. Life insurance sales, critical illness sales.
How did you learn about life insurance sales? Because I know State Farm was just a home and auto, no?
No, home auto and life.
Oh, so you learned about life insurance there?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm so grateful that the agent made me get my life license.
Okay.
It's funny because everywhere I go, the insurance guy's like, oh, Injapar, like like Inghi Thuray, like he's gonna try to sell you some life insurance. Like I get like being an insurance broker is to a lot of people is not an attractive thing.
It's like being a real estate agent too. It's just it's how you approach it, right?
Go check out the most. So if you go and actually Google search it, like top sales professions, real estate's up there. Real estate's probably the number one.
Real estate and insurance.
Real estate and insurance.
Yeah.
And then I think after that is software sales, right?
I don't know.
It's all
up
relative
there.
though. Like,
Yeah.
because someone who's like super successful will like in one will make way more money than someone who's like mediocre in the other. You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
100%.
like
You got
sales is sales.
it. Sales is sales.
Sales is sales. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're selling. As long as you're it's all the same principles. Smile and dial, like prospecting. How many people you
you eat what you kill. You
Yeah.
can make.
It's all a numbers
Whatever
game.
you want to make,
Exactly.
you make.
using scripts.
Yeah, it's all about numbers,
Yeah,
right?
it's numbers. Yeah, it's a contact sport.
Yeah, the thing is with insurance, I think a lot of people have a bad it has a bad reputation. Like real estate's different because you actually have
Do you mean all insurance or just life?
I think all insurance.
All insurance? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You don't want to be that guy at a party that is the insurance guy, because maybe someone that was like an insurance guy try to sell them life insurance or sell them like auto insurance. Like, I don't think I've ever brought up insurance at any parties or anything like that. Like, it doesn't. I
don't think there's enough education out there or like information about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even like I feel like, naturally, like you're kind of, it's based on like the information that you consume on a daily basis, like what you're around that's how you form your opinions, right? So like, like you probably, most people just know auto insurance, they see commercials.
Yeah, commercials, they see
it.
like, like someone that's part-time life insurance, a guy come into their house and try to pitch them some like product that they don't even need. And then they look at me and be like,
you're gonna do the same thing.
This guy's gonna do the same thing. This guy's gonna come and try to sometimes I would genuinely want to have lunch with someone and they think that I'm trying to pitch them with some insurance product. Nah, man.
Yeah, I've had lunch with Inghi many times. He hasn't brought up insurance once.
Yeah, like I actually sometimes ask people to separate that out. But like, listen, I'm not here to talk. I'm here as a friend talking about just lunch and what we're having. How's your life?
Honestly, bro, I feel like at the end of the day, like you could still implement the insurance and stuff, but from like a service standpoint, right? Or like just from like more of an educational standpoint too, right?
I just don't, and that's why probably I don't make the money that I want to because I'm not as like hardcore, this hardcore sales guy. But at the same time, I want to like keep the sales.
But you have the knowledge to educate people if you want it, right?
Yeah, I definitely do. Like, and that's where I'm going to now go. Like, I'm probably going to take another course that specializes in estate planning. Wealth, like wealth planning,
We got to have you back after the course for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you can like really like provide more, because it's more of a, like you put the information out there and somebody hearing it, if they find the right match, they're just going to come to you.
Yeah.
Right? And then like,
I want to provide more service.
Yeah.
I want to provide the service to the audience that wants my service.
Exactly.
Not the audience where I got to talk them and tell them about the service that I'm doing and why you should have me as your insurance broker. I want to be established to a point where they come to me because this is the guy. He knows what he's doing. He does it good and does it really well. And I'm okay with trusting him with all my insurance needs trusting his team, because I want to be doing the wealth planning through the life insurance and, to be able to generate wealth and transfer wealth to their families.
And because the system doesn't teach you that, the education system doesn't teach you that. Your parents, unless for some reason they're like really wealthy and they know it already. Yeah. But like, you're not like it's the system is made up so you're not supposed to know it. You know what I mean? Like like all of this stuff, it's like a secret. You know what I mean? It's a secret, and you got to really dig to kind of find it.
Yeah, like I know, like when I was sitting with this guy, I think after our meeting, and then I think he. We had our meeting at Hawk Legend. I think that's where we first met up, and then he had his 5 Series, and then we were in the car. We were actually listening to something. I think we were listening to Earl Nightingale.
The Strangest Secret.
Yeah, and then after
This is with me.
This is with you.
Yeah. Okay. My 5 Series or your 5 Series?
Your 5 Series.
Oh shit. Okay, this is back in the day.
Back in the days, and then this guy like told me, he's like, I study billionaires. I study their habits.
This is why we have a podcast.
Yeah, this is why I'm in real estate now, right?
So I study what they do, what they eat, what time they wake up, what time they're like golfing, what time they're doing this, and then he told me, he's like, I'm like, wait, how do you even do that? He's like, it's out there, man. Like, just go look it up. Like
World is possible.
World is possible.
Yeah. Like he told me, like, look it up. But it's easy to like kind of break habits. Like, I know. I remember like I was listening to Earl Nightingale for like a week, and then like after the week, what happened?
Yo, I listened to it recently, bro, and it's fire. It's fire, but like you said, same thing.
Yeah.
I had something written down and everything, and my goal changed.
It
kind of got bigger, but like it still changed. I didn't hit that goal though.
It's gonna change, bro. Like as you're going towards one thing, it's gonna change. That's just.
But I feel like you have to re-listen to it. You have to affirmation. You have to reaffirm yourself, right?
Discipline. Like at the end of the day, like no matter what, it's a discipline.
There's a lot of distractions out here.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Like that goes for me.
I feel like it like, you know, sometimes like if you know circumstances are tough, like to some people might think of that as like, oh, like, you know, why me, or like this is hard and stuff, but like I honestly think like that's like it's like a gift, because you need it. Yeah, you know, you need to do it versus you want to do it.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna fail.
It kind of lights the fire under your ass. So like, you know, like if you don't have a reason to go after the bag, like you're not gonna go after the bag. Like
you can keep talking about it, you can keep going towards it, but like, you know, you don't need it. So you
become complacent.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even with me, like my discipline's so bad.
Yeah.
And then I see people with like, you know, 2 kids. I see people with 3 kids, and then they tell me their regime and you know what they do, and then I'm like, you're soft as F. Like I'm saying that to myself.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm saying that to myself.
Yeah.
Because I use excuses for, like, you know, for everything, and I'm like, you gotta cut out the excuses, and you just gotta put your head down and keep going, and you gotta have that strict discipline.
And you can do it because of like, the audience already heard your story, like everything you've gone through and stuff.
I tell myself that I know I can do it.
Yeah, you've done way more tougher things, right?
Like you know, I've got my. A funny story in Nigeria. I think it was like me and this other guy. I think it was his battle. Like he had like something.
Well, are you gonna tell us you were like wrestling a lion or something?
So he had it out with like six or seven guys.
Yeah.
And like he wanted me, like, so like we went together, and then like like there's like these guys. I'm not even lying, but one of the guys.
How old are you?
Grade 5.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Grade 5. Like, you know, grade 5. I'm pretty sure it's grade 5. This, like, there was actually like 2 guys climbed up a tree and they fucking threw a huge ass rock and broke my face.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, like I had like a huge ass cut on one, like, I don't know which eye, but like right by my eye. I look back, the guy that I went with dipped.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
It's like I remember like so many things like that, just as one story, but like, you know, I've gone through a lot of things. Like,
you know who else had a rough childhood? Elon Musk. He got bullied at like, I think he's at 6 years old on the street. Like kids beat him up in South Africa.
I got beat up like here in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in grade 7, grade 8.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But that's the kind of shit that shapes you. You know what I mean? Like you kind of remember that shit, right?
Yeah, I do remember like trying to, you know, wrestle, like, and there was like 3 guys on top of me.
Fuck, eh? So we got a little bit of your background out of the way, so, you know, the audience knows a little bit more about your personality, where you come from. So now let's get a little bit more technical. If somebody's looking to get into the insurance industry in Ontario, how can somebody start selling insurance in Ontario?
In Ontario, you can either be an OTL, which is other than life. So you would work directly for one insurance company, so that company would sponsor you. Or you can become a broker, and that's through Rebo. And you can do a course and you can get licensed.
Is there a big cost difference between doing both?
So the first option, the one that he mentioned, the OTL, other than life, if you get hired through like another insurance company like
Billyard,
Direct, RBC, exactly,
Desjardins,
they will actually pay you to get your license.
Yeah.
So they pay you like hourly or whatever to get your license. And then what about the
Rebo?
Rebo.
You know, I tell my successful candidates, like, I'll pay for your Rebo if you pass the exam, and, you know, we're doing business together, we can do that.
How much does that cost?
I would say the course, you can find courses range from $250 to $1,000.
Okay.
What's the difference? Like, is it just like more things you can sell? Or?
There's like in class, and then there is self study based on your personality. Like, if you study better in class, then go to the in class. I think it costs about $1,200, $1,500, $1,000 maybe.
And the Rebo, is this for like you get certified for all the insurances, or like life?
So this is for being an insurance broker.
Okay.
So if you want to be an insurance broker, you have to have the Rebo.
Okay.
So what's the difference between being an insurance agent versus being an insurance broker?
Working for one company and now working with multiple different companies. You know, being that middle person that takes you and joins you with the right company.
Okay.
And then, so if you're a broker, how do you decide if you want to do home and auto, life?
As a registered insurance broker,
Yeah.
you can do auto, home, and travel insurance
Automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically. So how do you get the life? Is a separate? You have to get
life is LLQP licensing, and that's another course.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much it cost me, but I would say it's very similar to the Rebo.
And how do they, like, is there like a specific website you had to go through to get this license?
So with the Rebo, I know you can have the exams. Now they're done by IBAO. The LLQP, you can do the self-study, and I think Durham College does that's where I wrote my exam.
So for somebody who's looking to get into the insurance industry, like, what do they Google? Like, what do they search for?
They could just come to me, and I can tell them exactly where they need to go. If you guys are looking into getting into insurance, whether it doesn't even have to go through the big Stouffville, but you just reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions to any individuals.
Yeah. So we're gonna put all this contact info, like all his Instagram, everything's gonna be down below in the bio. So you guys can just click that and DM him directly. He's very responsive as well.
So what's the difference in like the commission structure and all that from certain
So
I actually want to go back a little bit. The difference between the whole insurance agent versus the insurance broker.
Yeah.
So for a little bit of context, I used to be an insurance agent with
Belair.
With Belair. Okay, I guess we can say the company.
Sorry. Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Whatever. Yeah. So I actually be an insurance agent with Bella Direct, and when you go with like a insurance company like that, like when you're an agent, remind you can only sell that product. Versus you being an insurance broker, right? Going to an insurance agent versus an insurance broker, there's a little bit of a bias because insurance agent, just say you go to an insurance agent who works under RBC, for example, you're only going to get rates from RBC. Versus you going to an insurance broker, there's so much gray area that comes with home and auto insurance because people feel like, oh, my boy got insurance with Desjardins, so I'm going to get insurance with Desjardins too because Desjardins is the cheapest. But if you go to a broker, your specific situation, you might have more tickets, you might have more accidents, or you might not have been licensed as long, or there's so many factors, where you live, certain areas, all these little things. By going to a broker, he can actually pull up, using your specific information, he can actually pull up who has the best rates for your specific situation. So that's why I always recommend everybody to go, even my clients from real estate, I always tell them instead of going to their bank or going to their current insurance provider, I tell them to talk to a broker. So that way the broker can find their best possible option. So that's kind of the benefit of going with the broker versus going with an agent.
Yeah. Like I had a few clients that called me for that too, right? So I appreciate that.
I want to add on to that. Prior to working with Inghi, my only experience with the insurance agent was with Bella Direct with my car insurance. And then me and Inghi had already met. It was like a complete
It just happened, right?
We met, like, had nothing to do with insurance. We were talking about basketball and all that. And then I needed to get car insurance. I just say it was a difficult circumstance. Yeah. And Heaven's like, oh, yo, talk to Inghi, right? Yeah. And like, it's my first time working with an insurance broker. I had no idea. Like, I wasn't thinking, what's a broker? I don't know what a broker is. I don't know. Like, most people have no idea, right? They just know insurance, right? They think that an insurance agent is all there is out there. Yeah, they don't know that there's a brokers, right? The common, the consumer doesn't know that. Right? And like the fact that he can, he has all these different rates and all that is just like, it's just way better, but you don't know that, right? As a consumer.
Yeah, like I think more than the rates, I think insurance like a broker would give you more of a...
Yeah, what's the difference in education? Yeah.
So I'll tell you one thing. Yeah. So majority of the people that are working, and this is, and I know a few people are gonna get offended by this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that are in the RBC, the Bel Air, those channels, they're all newly trained, newly hired insurance. You don't have a lot of people that are working like past 3 years, right? So
high turnover.
Their experience is going to be very limited. Yeah, and it's they do auto and home, and they do the changes that come along with it. That's it.
And mind you, it's only specific to that specific company. So the company policies, changes, and stuff. It's only going to be within. They're not going to know information about the whole insurance industry. Yeah. They're only going to know about the changes that's happening within their company.
Yeah, with a broker, I think I also specialize in commercial insurance. So I do commercial insurance. I do auto insurance. I work with approximately about 15 companies for auto, home, and it's. I don't know if that number is wrong, but it's a lot of like rules, a lot of appetites. So when I say appetite, a certain company would want this type of driver. The other company might not want that driver, right? So when you're dealing with an insurance broker, most of the time, if they can make it past like the, probably like 2-3 years, they know a lot of situations and things that would come up.
Just based off like experience, specific client, things that happen, you know, like all the issues that you have with clients, those are all like learning experiences that make you unique to anybody else, you know.
Like going in 5 years, I think I'm learning even now I still learn about new things that happen with clients. So how do you expect to learn, like, you know, within like 1 or 2 years? Any call center, they tell them like one thing and then it's totally wrong. They don't have the coverages that, you know, need to be on the policy. And when they call in for a claim, they can get denied. And I'm not saying this is not happening with insurance brokers, because I've seen insurance brokers take off crucial coverages to cut costs.
So how did you get this knowledge, or like, I guess, did you have like passion for kind of better serving, or is it like, it's not, because it's not standard, I guess, right?
For
like,
me, it was just all about doing the right thing. If I'm not going to be cheapest because I'm putting the right coverages, and you want to go to a different brokerage and get like a better pricing with the same company, but have you know, coverages taken off, or you want to reduce, like, you know, add on discounts that are not like eligible, go for it.
Yeah, that's literally what he told me when I was working with him. Yeah,
I think you should give a little bit more clarity on like
what that means.
Like what do you mean by that? Like what why is it so important to have these specific coverages?
So so think about it this way, right? You have like a car, and you say that you have winter tires on. Right, winter tires is like a 1 to 3% discount with most companies. It's very little, right? And some people don't even ask you that you have winter tires. They just put it on. They just tack it on. Right? So what happens? So you get into an accident in the winter months. The insurance adjuster comes and looks at your tires. They can tell whether it's winter or all season or summer tires. So do you want to claim denied because you don't have winter tires to save 1% or 3% on your insurance premium? Right?
Yeah, that's like one of many things. Yeah.
Or there is like OPCF 20 is like transportation replacement. So if you get into an at-fault accident and you want to, like, how are you going to go to work if your car is at the body shop? Right? So if you don't have that on, and the insurance broker is literally taking this out. Like, when I'm saying I'm getting beat by other brokers, I'm getting beat by brokers for like $20-$30 a month. That's it. And how some of the brokers are doing it by just taking off some coverages. And the insurance person, the regular consumer does not know.
No,
they're trusting you. So why would you want to do a half-assed job?
Because at the end of the day, you want repeat customers. You want your customers to refer you. But if your customer had a shitty experience with you, or if they're about to have a shitty experience with you, that's your reputation just going down the drain.
Yeah, but if it's a client that knows very much that, you know, those coverages are being taken off, I'm perfectly fine with that, because I don't want that person. Yeah, it's because, you know, like, I want them to be at my brokerage. I want them to find value at my brokerage. I want them to trust that my brokerage can serve their insurance needs.
That's what I noticed with working with you. Like, it was more like education and information than anything else. You know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot. Like, I didn't know, obviously, dealing with the one Billyard Direct agent that I spoke with in my entire life. Like, I didn't really learn anything. You know what I mean?
And it's
like,
gonna be a different person every single time you call that call center.
Like, we're not even knocking Billyard Direct right now. Like, that specific agent you're talking to is probably a dumbass. Versus like the next guy you call might be like the best guy that Billyard Direct has, and then you know, he'll tell you everything, right?
So it's not about knocking.
It's like that with every over the phone.
It's like
company,
anything,
right?
Any phone company, like, you know, even like if you go to Rogers, there could be someone that, you know, doesn't want to work that day that is working.
It seems like most people at Rogers don't want to work that day, but
So, you know, like mainly it's about, like, you know, you're not in front of the client and you don't really know that client. Like, some of my clients I know. I don't want them to be in a sticky situation, because if their house is flooded and they don't have water coverage, guess what? They're going to pay that $50,000-$75,000 out of their pocket. Like,
and the thing with the people say car insurance is expensive, home insurance is expensive. It is. Compared to like a lot of other places, Ontario is pretty expensive. But you got to also take in, if you don't have the insurance, it's way more expensive.
It's way more expensive. Yeah.
Like, because people don't think about it. Like, for example, let's go back to car insurance. Like, for example, if you crash your car, you're not just fixing your car. You got to fix your car. You got to fix the other person's car. Right? And then on top of that, if the other people are injured, you got to fix that. So you get
sued now.
Now you're getting sued. right? And most people, like, they don't even know the most basic insurance coverage. It comes with $1 million third party liability.
No, you can have, like, I think the legal liability limit is about 200,000 in Ontario.
Did they reduce it, or has it always been?
It's always been that. Like,
oh shit!
It's just that companies
1 million is
don't-
probably like the basic. Yeah.
companies start off, they don't really want to sell 200,000 as a liability.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
I don't know if that number has changed, but my practice, I don't think any of my clients have 2 million, less than 2 million.
Oh, you just make
Unless
standard
it's a
2
high
million
risk.
now.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
like think about just a small claim now, it's going to go over 1 million.
Yeah.
And if you're driving that nice BMW or Mercedes or whatever the case is, that person, even if you're not, they can sue you even if you're not at fault and try to make some money.
yeah.
So if you're in a nice BMW, a nice car, they're just gonna be like, okay, let's just try to sue this guy for even more.
Can you talk about like the commission structures and stuff for anybody who doesn't know, like how much you can?
Well, before
make?
you ask that question,
Yeah.
So I want to actually rewind it way back. What is insurance?
Insurance is basically a bunch of people contributing into a pool, and losses get paid out of that pool, right? So that's why you're. Let's say
That's
for
such a great
instance,
question.
that's like
people don't know this.
when heaven's like, dude, like I have a perfect solid record. I didn't have a claim in the last 5 years. You know me. I drove perfectly fine. Why did my insurance go up by $300? Because someone else made a claim. And most of the claims that are now in Ontario, like some of them are most like I think about $2 billion or more, like all fraudulent claims. So when that pool gets depleted, because it's an average, the actuaries have to come up with a number for you and for me. I don't get any special discounts because I'm an insurance broker.
Yeah.
Now we get paid. We have to pay more insurance, right? Because it has to go into that pool,
Yeah.
right? Because think about it this way, right? You have, let's say, an average $2,500 premium. That's how much you're paying for your like auto insurance. You go and strike a bike or a pedestrian, right? And they sue you for $1 million. You pay $2,500. The insurance company just paid out like $1 million
on your
plus
behalf.
more on your behalf.
Yeah. And even if you pay $2,500 for your entire lifetime, you'll never make $1 million. They'll never equal $1 million.
So how are they collecting that? How can they collect that?
Yeah. It's not the government. We can't just
Wait.
print more money.
2000. Well, hold on. 2,500 for your entire life. It doesn't get to $1 million.
Yeah.
How many years are you doing? 40 years?
2,500. Even if I do 100 years, that's only $250K. Yeah. And you can have
Really?
yeah. 2,500 times 100 is 250,000.
Yeah, 2,500 times. Don't even do 100 because you're not driving for 100 years. You
I
can
know.
only drive for 30
Holy
years.
shit! Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're driving for 30 years. Yeah, that'll only be. Oh fuck, I'm doing it wrong now.
No. 100 is
100
gets you.
75,000. That'll be
Yeah.
75,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And take this
100 years.
And you're not only gonna get paid out $1 million
Yeah.
once. You can get paid out $1 million every single year for the rest of your life because you're a shitty driver, and you
Yeah.
still won't ever pay $1 million in insurance. You know?
Like there comes a time where if you're a shitty driver, you can't get insurance after maybe probably after 2 years. The insurance company's gonna be like, hey man, listen, yeah man, it's that's what insurance is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what the thing is? You know how you mentioned about people who just complain about paying so much. Think about car insurance. You pay car insurance and you don't have a claim for like 3-4 years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, right? You're paying $2,000. An average policy is probably about $2,000 now. But they won't do that to build wealth in a cash, like in a whole life participating whole life policy.
It's more for like just
Yeah.
like the whole like yeah.
Now you have my attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
They no one would,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The minute that
Why not? Why not?
Because life insurance is it's a sensitive topic. No one wants to think about life insurance as a
Wealth creator.
like an infinite banking system, right?
Yes.
Right. They don't know that, or the people that
It sounds like a scam. It sounds too good to be true.
sounds too good to be true. Sounds too good to be true, and it's been going on for generations and generations and generations.
Yeah.
Right. That's where I think a lot of people should pay attention to. And why do you think I'm going to be taking that wealth planning and estate planning course?
Yeah, because that's like one thing. Because it's like The one guarantee, there's two guaranteed things in life, you know. One is
Death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
the other one is taxes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, bro, like you gotta plan out your death. You gotta estate plan. You gotta do all that stuff too.
I think a lot of people want to minimize how much tax they pay, right? And one of the ways is through life insurance. And you know, we'll go into
The first family to I think it's the first family to adopt this. I think it was the Rockefellers.
no way. Yeah, I didn't know too much.
And the
I didn't-
Vanderbilts.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So if you look at the elites,
Yeah.
right? And if you're looking at elites and you're looking at like super wealthy,
You won't find this on TikTok, by the way.
and
Yeah,
they will
You won't find this
have
information there.
they will have multiple life insurance policies. They'll have one for their corporation too.
Yeah.
When you have like life insurance for your corporation, that's where like you can actually start like really you can even take money and invest back into your company, and you can try to make your company more successful.
So how does life insurance work?
You just pay a premium depending on like what product you choose. So there's the term life insurance policy, very basic. Let's say rent a car, like Enterprise. You have that nice Durango. You know, for that 1 week, you have that nice Durango, and you can go to anywhere you want only for that week. So you could choose like a specific term, term 10, term 20, term 6, like up to age 65, term 30. So you have, let's say you buy like $1 million for that specific time, and if something happens to you and you pass away, your beneficiary gets that money now tax free. I think everyone should have a term policy. I think
How much is a term policy on average? I know it's going to be different for every person, but like on average,
if you're age 30 and you're a non-smoker and you're a male and you want $1 million of life insurance coverage, I think it's around like $50 to $60 or even like 45. That like
per
term
month?
Term insurance super cheap.
what the fuck? And this covers like funeral costs.
You get $1 million, so
$1 million.
your beneficiary can go to Vegas and blow that money, or they can buy like 3 rental units
After you die.
after you die.
So is it $50 a month or
$50 a
a
month.
month, bro? That's crazy.
That's nothing. That's fucking nothing.
So
and
like,
what else can be done with that?
Any gambler
though?
would buy.
Yeah.
Any gambler would buy that.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
why?
yeah,
Because like they get it.
Yeah.
Because $50, and if someone passes away within 5 years, like I saw on Instagram a guy was saying, "Hey, I want my kid to make it out of the hood, so like I bought a life insurance policy. If something happens to me, my kid's a millionaire now."
What do you think of that?
Like, it's sensitive, really sensitive, because you don't want to pass away for your kids to be rich.
Yeah.
But shit happens every day.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was going to say is lifestyle. You don't want your lifestyle to change. Even you guys, you don't want your lifestyle to change. That's what can happen when you lose a significant other or a person that you're depending on. When your significant other passes away, you don't have their income. So what happens when someone passes away?
Yeah.
You might have to downsize.
Yeah.
You might go from living in a house to a condo, or you might have to go into renting a home.
Yeah, because you need to scavenge different ways to pay for the funeral. Funerals are fucking expensive. What is it, like 10,
Funerals are expensive, but now your lifestyle has changed because the income that you get from your spouse
Cut in
is
half,
not.
potentially.
It's cut in half. Right?
You don't have that additional income coming in if your significant other was working.
Now emotional support's gone, and now your financial support's gone. Right? Now your whole family can like break down. Everything can go wrong.
And not everybody's like the kind of person, if they were to go into a loss, not everybody's going to be in the mindset to go even harder and, make that income back.
You can't recover from losing your spouse. I don't think like anyone can really like come out of that, because that's like a trauma, right? And that's what you want to try to minimize it. Like I would never say whether it's like 1 million or 10 million or 20 million, it's never going to replace that person. So emotionally, you're going to always try to recover from that. But make it a little easier if something were to happen. You have the right plans in place, because let's say your kids are involved, right? You don't want your kids to be affected so badly by something like that. right? So like 1 million is not even enough, I don't think.
These days, no,
No,
it's not.
No.
So can you? I don't know if you did it already, but can you explain the difference between term life and whole life?
So the whole life policy is basically you're going to be paying, either you want to pay it off in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or you want to pay it for the whole life,
Yeah.
which is up to age 100. And, it's a fixed payment schedule, right? So if you're looking at buying $1 million of coverage for yourself and you're in your 30s, you're probably looking at north of $1,000.
Okay. But if you started when you're younger, it's way cheaper.
Of course. That's why a lot of people buy insurance on their kids. Now, it's not because you want, as a parent, to make money off the kid if the kid passes away.
Explain what why they're doing that. Why are they doing that?
What's the purpose behind?
So there's cash values that grow inside a policy, in a whole life policy. There's two types. There's also a whole life, just a standalone product. There's a whole life participating policy. There's a universal life policy. The whole life policy, the participating, or whether the whole life just regular product, there's cash values growing in there, right?
How is it growing? Is it being invested?
It's being invested in the stock markets by the insurance company. They have a very good wealth management group that is probably managing that, and they have very good returns, or they won't be able to function as companies, right?
Yeah.
And most of the companies that are established in Canada are very good companies, and they have a good track record of paying out, claims.
Yeah.
So the minute that your son or daughter is born, you start a policy. And when they grow up, they have all this cash value, right? Now, people often get this mistake, right? Like, I'm going to take a policy loan. Why do I have to take a loan from something that I own, right? You're not taking a policy loan. You're taking a policy loan against your cash values, not out of your cash values. Because when you take it out, like you can take it out from like a bank like TD or RBC, or someone would actually give you a loan as based on the collateral of the cash value that you have in your whole life policy. And
how much? Who are you paying the interest in that scenario?
You're paying the interest to the bank.
Okay.
While your policy is still growing and the death benefit's growing and your cash value is growing. Right? You haven't touched that.
You still own the policy.
You still own the policy, and the cash value is still going up every year.
It's kind of like getting a home equity line of credit out of your house. You still own the house, but you're pulling money out of the house
exactly
for another use.
But you're paying the bank, though. You're not paying yourself.
What do you mean?
Who are you paying interest to when you get a HELOC?
You're paying the bank.
You're not paying yourself
so
and
in
your
this
future
case,
generations.
So with life insurance, when I pull out money out of the policy, the interest payments that are getting paid on the life insurance, the interest payments on that loan is getting paid back to me.
So
a specific life,
it's not paid back directly, but because your policy is still growing, it's like you're still making that, because you don't want to take it out. Like a lot of people look at that specific when you withdraw money, it's for a specific purpose. Like you want to buy like a home, or some people use it as their retirement fund.
Yeah.
Right. So when you do it, you're actually pulling it out tax free most of the time. Right. So these are things that I'm going to be talking about it on the next episode.
Yeah. Part two
of the series. And you will have like more depth into everything that I'm talking about. But for the average consumer, we're talking about term life insurance policy and whole life. I think the average consumer should have a little bit of both, because if you have a mortgage for 20 years, you want to have like a term 20. And you want to cover for the mortgage, and I think most of the mortgage is like over 700,000 now, right? You're a realtor,
yeah.
So
you're a realtor, yeah.
Yeah, so you know that, right?
Yeah,
so basically, if you look at it this way, if your significant other is making 50,000 or 60,000 a year, or let's say 100,000 a year, you want to multiply that either by 5 or 10 years, because that income is out the window forever, but to be at least okay, if you have kids, at least for that 10 years or whatever the case is, you have that fund. Now, if you have a good wealth management system, you can now maybe invest in housing or like real estate, or you can buy like the Vanguard ETFs, and you can have a solid foundation, right? It's never going to bring that person back, but
and you're talking about term life right now.
Term life.
Okay.
A term life or whole life,
yeah.
You know that you want to be adequately insured.
Yes.
Like if everybody wants to go and buy a whole life policy for $2 million, they're not going to be able to afford like $2,000 a month.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah. But
right?
like to everybody, like right now, before if you remove like whole life, but you just think of insurance as it's a liability. It's liability. It's for a liability, right?
Yeah. So
It's not. No one. You're not. The average person is not taught that it's a wealth creator.
yeah, because the average consumer is gonna get overwhelmed by that
Yes.
$2,000 price, right? So what are they gonna do? They're not gonna buy life insurance,
Yeah.
right? But you know that there's a product which is a term 20 or a term 10, whatever, to buy life insurance. And you know why it's important to buy term life insurance? Because when you buy that term life insurance, you're insuring your health. Because your health can change at any time.
Yeah.
So people think that you can just go and buy life insurance. If you have a bad health, if you have bad health, or if your family has a bad health record, they probably will not be able to buy the life insurance that they want.
Yeah.
So when you buy a term life insurance policy, even if you buy it for like a 20-year term, now that person can convert that term life insurance always. Most companies will allow you to turn it into a whole life policy.
Really, I did not know that.
And you don't have to medically insure or do the medical insurability at that time.
I did not know that.
So
Is there like a higher cost because they're not doing the medical assessment on you, or
no, it's not a higher cost. But what will happen is you don't want your premium will be much higher because now you're doing a whole life policy. And let's say, for instance, you were 30 when you bought that term life insurance, and you were at 35. Your whole life policy, that particular amount that you're insuring yourself for, is going to be based on that age 35.
Correct. So
not at that age 30, but you're not showing medical insurance or medical evidence for that policy.
sorry, did you explain why the premium is higher for the whole life versus the term?
It's basically you're going to be owning that policy for the entire like you're going to own it after a particular time.
Okay, versus the term after.
It's going to expire after 10 years. So
What about like the cash values and stuff?
There's
like,
no cash values in any of the term policies that I know of.
Okay, and then the whole life
will have cash values starting from day one.
Okay, and what is and the cash value grow? Does it grow?
Is it growing? It grows over time.
Okay.
It's not gonna grow right away.
Yeah.
Not like real estate.
It's like investing in an index fund, for example.
Yeah, but compounding is very powerful.
Yeah.
Right. So that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So like for a term life, so it's just there's no cash value, but there's just a death benefit. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then the whole life is there's a death benefit and a cash value. That's why it's more expensive.
It's more expensive. A lot of people find a lot of value. You like if you think about it, would you want a Gucci bag that you're gonna own for 1 year?
I'll never want a Gucci bag.
Yeah. So what, like let's say for instance you want to whatever that you're interested in, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to own it for 1 year? Like let's say you want a PSA 10 LeBron James Topps Chrome for 1 year, or would you want it to own it so that you know that value is gonna grow? Every year it's gonna grow.
Yeah,
LeBron's making to the Hall of Fame.
So the other one is kind of almost like a lease, or like you own it for the year.
It's very much like a lease because after that term is done, you're giving that Ferrari back.
And that's the common that's what you think of as a life insurance policy right now. That's what you're thinking of when you think of life insurance policy. That's what
because nobody wants
ownership. There's no ownership in the life insurance policy versus when I switched to whole life insurance. Yeah.
But there is ownership for that duration of the time.
So there's essentially there still is a cash value if you die within those 10 years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a death benefit. It's not. You can't exchange it for any sort of cash.
Yeah. Like you can't pull out money out of it like a whole life insurance policy.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you like it's not out there. You know what I mean? Like you only like before I stumbled upon like this concept, I only knew term life, and I just knew you buy insurance. And you pay monthly, and then when you die, this is what your loved ones are left with, right? That's all. I didn't know anything else existed.
Yeah, that's all.
You know
that's
what
all
I
I
mean?
knew.
Yeah. So like I think everyone should have a term life insurance policy.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
At least the very minimum.
Because we're taught. Yeah.
We're talking about you now going to pump gas at a gas station. You're gonna be like, I don't see anyone pumping gas for like $20 anymore, but you're gonna go over $50. Okay.
How much is the term life insurance approximately again?
You can get it. It'll be very scary. It's like low as $15.
Oh shit.
And some people will go to Starbucks, buy a banana cake, right? and a venti latte
For like $30, right?
like it'll come up to like it should come up to like $17.
Yeah.
Because I know I've done that. Like,
Okay. And
right?
yeah, but if you really
but
look
they wouldn't buy life insurance. You know why? Because nobody wants to die, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die.
Yeah, exactly. No, because you don't die, right? No, people, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know.
So just for some math for anybody who's listening right now. So $15. Just say, okay, let's just be generous. Let's say it's a $30 policy. Okay, $30 a month, for 10 years.
10 years, 20 years.
Okay. Let's just say $30 a month for 20 years. Let's make it 20 years. And what is the valuation of that that policy?
It could range anywhere from $300,000 to $1 million.
Okay. What's the average? Like $1 million?
No, it's like I've sold policies that are $300,000. So let's say $300,000.
$300,000. Okay, so how much would the monthly be for like a $300,000, for example?
Like $15.
$15. Okay, $15 times 12. That's $180 a year. Times, you said 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years.
Times 20 years, that's $3,600 for $300,000.
Yeah.
You'll never pay the $300,000.
Yeah, you'll never.
Yeah. So that's the benefit of having insurance.
But and I heard this on, like, I was listening to the podcast on infinite banking, and like going more into it, and I heard this, like, we're kind of like, I don't know where this comes from, but we're kind of taught this or this or this, but there's never this and this and this. You can have both. You can have multiple things, but you're just thinking, oh, I can only have one. You don't know you have the option to have two, right?
100%. And I think that's why I always tell people, buy the whole life policy. Yes, that's the most logical thing to do. But guess what? In age, year 1, year 2, you don't have cash values. So let's say something happens and your policy is $250,000, but your mortgage is $1 million, and your kids need, let's say $20,000 each for education, and your kids are only 3 and they need your support for at least 10 to 15 years. Your spouse is now left without your income. How is the $250,000 enough for your family?
Mm-hmm. Yo, I didn't know that it was as cheap as $15 a month. That's crazy.
Yeah, $15
like,
for
even
like
for
a non-smoker female in like their 20s.
Yeah, that's wow.
Why wouldn't you get one?
You know what? That's the same. That's the same as
to do with the rates. Because I know home insurance, the credit score.
No, it does not. Yeah, home insurance definitely the credit score comes in. And now commercial insurance is also implementing that, so you can have lower commercial insurance rates if your credit score is a lot better. Now, for $15, don't think about it as buying insurance or term life insurance. Think about you insuring your health for $15, because if your health changes, guess what? You still have that $300,000 you can convert to a permanent life insurance policy, right? Like this.
Does the money that you already put into it gets transferred into the whole life policy, or you just lose it?
No, you don't. You there's nothing that you get in that. It just convert that amount
without doing the medical.
Without doing any medical.
So that's the main benefit of switching from term to whole.
Insuring your health. No one knows when their health can change.
Okay. So just say you get like a term life insurance policy, and then you get fucking some hectic illness where you can't work anymore. If you were to get the illness without having the insurance, they're gonna do the medical, and your rates are probably gonna be higher, or they're gonna deny you.
Or you can't buy it at all.
Yeah. Versus if you already had term life insurance, and then you get sick, now you could bypass the medical. And you can still get the life insurance, which is fucking the craziest hack ever.
My mind is being blown right now. Right? Like I'm just doing so many calculations.
Where do I sign up? Right.
So it makes a lot of sense.
It's crazy when you get educated on it, right? Yeah. Like because no one educates you on.
This is the thing. Like I think it's not that people don't want to buy life insurance. I think people just don't know what the fuck it is.
Or the other thing is also
there's stigma too.
It's so sour.
Yeah.
Right. They've been left with a sour taste. So let's say, for instance, right, like I know, like, we were talking about like Tamil people, like trusting an advisor, one, because of the language barrier. So let's say they're talking to someone that never explained the policy to them because they didn't understand what was going on, or they dealt with a shady person that spoke their language but didn't actually tell them about everything that was going on with the life insurance policy.
Yeah, they
would just wanted to get their commission check.
Yeah,
right?
They had commission breath, right?
So basically, everybody that was doing life insurance back in the days, no one was really practicing it like a full-time thing.
Okay.
Right? It was more like a part-time.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
even
yeah.
the people that were doing it full time were doing a bad job. Maybe they didn't have the enough
Proper
educational
education.
resources that were available to them. So I have clients that are in their 60s that were sold a term policy when they were, let's say, 30s. They were sold a term 20.
Okay.
So they thought that that policy was a permanent policy. But after 20 years, that policy expires. So they come to me, they're like, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh shit! So they've been paying it their whole life. They're still alive and healthy, and now it's expired. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So now the term 20 is now they're like...
Or they've been paying for 20 years.
20 years. Now
That's
they're
expired.
like...
You're left with nothing.
Yeah.
So
now
after the 20 years, if there's a little gap of coverage, it doesn't transfer over. So now you gotta do a medical.
Yeah, you have to do a medical.
Oh.
So basically what it is that when it does renew after the 20 years, but renew. So let's say you were paying $30 a month. Now you're paying like $300 a month.
Holy
fuck.
After
Especially when
age,
you're older too, because you're like, some people, their income goes up, but some people when they get older, their income actually goes down because they're not working anymore.
Exactly. And that's the other thing, right? So, use term 20 as just as a base. Don't always use that as like a permanent solution. I would say buy a whole life policy as a permanent solution, because these guys that are coming to me now that are in their late 60s or like late 50s, now they have to buy a really expensive term policy, because if they wanted to buy a whole life policy, you can imagine how much it's going to be.
How much is it at that age?
Like even for 100,000, you're looking at about maybe $800.
$800.
That's
at 50
you're
years
younger.
old? At 50? No, at older.
And after 65, there's limited companies that will offer you buy life insurance.
Yeah.
How much is the whole life insurance if you started off as a baby?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You could. It ranges, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on how much you pick, but you can range for anywhere from $150.
Oh, so it's smart to start it from that age.
This is what the wealthy do.
Yeah,
That's what the wealthy
They
do.
buy it on their kid.
Yeah.
Not
It
because
just makes the most sense. Yeah.
and it's not to make money on the kid, right? Like
It's to protect the kid.
when I speak, okay, we come from a very rich culture. Like Tamil culture is very rich, right? So I have people that don't want to buy life insurance on their mom, or they won't buy it on their kids. So
When you say rich culture, can you explain for anyone?
we come with a very rich heritage.
Like pride.
We have
You mean
a lot
like
of
pride?
lot of pride, lot of values, a lot of respect for our elders, a lot of ego, and a lot of things that we do based on what was taught to us like generations ago.
Yep.
So a lot of people have a hard time grasping the fact of buying life insurance on their kid. But you're
not supposed to talk about that.
You're like, no, it's bad luck to do it on the.
Why am I betting on my kid to die and shit?
But you're not betting on your kid to die. You're just getting them wealthy.
Yeah.
You're starting off their cash value super young, and now the kid has like X amount of money when they're like age 20.
It's an investment.
It's an investment.
Yeah, because the money you're putting into it is still compounding.
It's compounding,
And you're getting
after the 20 years.
Yeah.
Now, even when they're 65, it's like you have a paid-off life insurance policy.
I had a paid off life
Yeah,
insurance
but
policy.
like your parents did.
Yeah.
Why did they do it?
They wanted us to have a better future.
That's why.
Yeah.
Right? But, the thing is, like, life insurance is such a sensitive topic. No one wants to ever talk to me
Was
about
that term? Is that term or was that
Was
life?
I'm not too sure.
You have a whole life policy.
Mine was a whole life policy.
Yeah.
So
or there would be no cash value.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a whole life policy. Shit.
Yeah. But there's an entirely different topic that we never talked about.
Go ahead.
A critical illness.
Yeah.
Critical illness is probably the number one thing that anyone should buy before they buy life insurance.
What's critical illness?
Critical illness will cover you for like 25 or plus. Different companies have different critical illness products. So some will cover you for 4, the major heart attack, stroke, cancer, or the other one is 25 illnesses. Some companies cover 26. Some companies cover more than that.
What about like accidents and stuff? Like where
That'll be a disability policy.
That'll be a disability policy.
That'll be a disability policy. Yeah. Okay. So critical illness, because nowadays a lot of people do get sick, and they're coming up with new things every day on when people do get sick. The critical illness policy is neat because you can buy a permanent critical illness policy, and you can get everything that you put into it. So let's say you put in 20,000 into it, and let's say 20 years you're like, nah, man, like, you know, I'm never gonna get sick. I'm okay. You get that $20,000 back.
Is it with the return or
with no return?
Okay, so it's just like a savings account.
It's a saving. Yeah, you can think about a saving account because you're not gonna grow much in a Canadian saving account, right?
Exactly,
Like, you know, no one wants to hear that, but
except the purpose of this is for what?
To protect your income.
What do you get paid out if say you were to get?
So you can select 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, $1 million, whatever you want, to cover yourself, right? And the main reason why I say that critical illness is very important is because it's a living benefit. So yeah, what we would talk about life insurance, you pass away. If you're a selfish person, you don't care about what your family's dealt with, right? Living benefits helps the spouse out. So let's say, for instance, like a dad gets sick, right? Now, the dad has to focus on getting or recovering from whatever the illness is, right? The spouse has to miss work to help with the recovery, right? Now you have to take care of the kids, take care of the bills. Now, if you don't have that, it's a very stressful time. How are you going to recover if you're having a stressful time in the house?
Yeah. And these are realistic conversations that we need to have because this is real life shit. You know, like you're a family member getting ill or something. Like you're not ever accounting for these things to happen.
But 100% it has happened to both of you guys. You guys know of someone in your family, or it has happened to you personally, and it's definitely happened because something like this happens to all the families all the time, and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
And the minute that they are introduced to me, it's too late.
Yeah.
Right. So it's important when you're healthy to buy some critical illness, to buy term life insurance, and if you can. And everyone can. It's all a matter of, like, you know, being very disciplined. They can buy a whole life policy.
You can have all of the policies.
Yeah. And like, yeah, especially if you want to start them off as kids at $150 a month, around there, or even if you go with a term policy, $15, $20, $30, whatever, like, you're gonna fucking spend $15, $20, $30 on some other shit.
Some other shit.
Yeah.
You're financing the latest iPhone 14 Pro Max at like $60 a month.
Well, guess what? If you have a heart attack, your iPhone's not gonna give a fuck about your heart attack.
Apparently the iPhone can give a fuck about it because it would alerts the SOS.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so buy an iPhone then.
Yeah, buy.
I mean, you have a subscription. You have to have a subscription probably.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to pay. You're paying Apple every month for that.
Yeah, something like that.
So instead of paying Apple, why don't you just get a fucking
life insurance policy? Because like it'll notify SOS when you get the heart attack, but after you get the heart attack and you can't go back to work, is iPhone going to pay for your bills?
Yeah, it's not. Apple's going to come after that iPhone and take it back.
Exactly.
If you don't own it, right?
Apple's going to drop the new one and they're going to give you a software update, and then the iPhone's not going to work anymore, right?
Yeah. So Apple's doing some great stuff. We're not sponsored by Apple, right? You guys are not sponsored by Apple.
I don't know. I got to double check.
I have a Google Pixel, so I don't know.
I got an Android too.
Yeah, like my second phone is going to be an iPhone for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I got to get back into an iPhone.
Everything's neater with an iPhone apparently.
Going back to the whole insurance industry, like obviously it's a commission-based structure. Like, how do you get paid with insurance?
So you get paid by the insurance company. Make sure you don't pay your insurance broker or a person posing as an insurance broker and be like, hey, I can get you cheaper rates. Give me like $500, because that actually happened. I paid someone $500 when I was probably 17, 18. Or 19. Did you? Oh, yeah. And that person wasn't a broker. It was just a random guy that put me in connection with a broker. So he just got made $500.
Yeah. Damn.
Crazy. So the way that we get paid is through the insurance companies directly. It's and you get paid a renewal anytime the client renews with you the following year.
And is there a percentage or?
So we split a percentage with the brokerage, and the other it's 12.5% for auto and 20% for home.
Is it 12.5% of the annual auto insurance premium? So
Yeah.
just say the premium's $3,000.
Yeah.
You get 12.5% of
Yeah,
that.
so I don't make that. I make whatever that's left after what the brokerage takes.
Yeah.
So the split with the brokerage, similar to what you have at with the real estate.
So what would that split be?
Like typically you're looking at a 50% split with the brokerage.
yeah.
So on the 12.5?
On the 12.5.
And then the 20, right?
And then
So you're making about 6.25.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other part is depending on what kind of, I'm talking about the most average 50%. Sometimes it's lower. If you have a salary, it's you might start off at like maybe 30%, 35%, and you can go as high as like 85. Like I know like some brokerages offer like ridiculous 85 new business, but they probably have like 1 or 2 markets or 2-3 markets.
What about life? How does life work?
Life is pretty lucrative. I would say that you can make the 100% of the annual premium that you would pay. If you sell like a $2,000 policy, you can get a $2,000 policy.
So when you mean by $2,000 policy, you mean $2,000 a month?
$2,000 annual. So that's
okay.
Yeah. So you if it's a $2,000 annual policy, depending on the brokerage and the structure that you have, you should be able to earn $2,000.
Is
Off
it with
that
the term
policy.
insurance, obviously, right?
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, you can buy like a cheap whole life policy for like $25,000, right? Like you can go as a
$25,000 for the year.
No,
total
25,000
value.
is the death benefit.
The death benefit. Okay. Okay. And then you would make the 25,000 on that, or you would make the annual on that?
So the annual on that would, let's say $25,000 policy is like, let's say it's a $80 a month. Then you times that by 12, and that's the annual cost. And then you.
But he's using a small number. If you get it to a bigger number.
Like if you sell a $2 million policy, you can, like a $2 million annual premium policy.
You'll make $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so somebody who's done that.
Yeah, I don't know personally someone that's done that. I know that people that have done that.
Yeah,
But a lot of people have done that. Like, Value Entertainment, Patrick McDonald.
Valuetainment, yeah.
Yeah, his background is in life insurance.
Yeah.
He's probably made a ton of money in that.
Yeah. Okay.
I honestly didn't know like there's no percentage. It's just you keep the whole thing for life. It's not a percentage, right?
No. It's more so you do split something with the brokerage.
Okay, the brokerage.
Sure.
Okay.
But they have overrides, and overrides is what sometimes you're paid a little bit more than the annual.
Oh, okay.
So that's what sometimes the brokerages take a percentage off that.
And then in terms of residual, there's actually an opportunity to make residual in insurance as well, right? So when people
in auto and home and commercial insurance,
Yeah.
yes. In life, it's not that much. It's
Okay.
like typically your renewal is like very low.
Yeah. So like in like auto and home insurance, for example, like what would the percentage be like for renewal?
The same thing.
So the same thing that you did. So new business and renewal is the same thing.
It depends on the brokerage. So sometimes brokerages have it less. So or they might have it the same. For a high producing like a high producing broker, they probably have like same.
So if you get into the insurance business, every single year as your book gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, you're getting serious residual.
Exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
It's kind of hard too, but
Yeah.
it's also easy. But the easy things are the easiest things not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it requires a lot of discipline in the insurance industry.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's the cost of having your own brokerage? Like, is it expensive or?
Having my own brokerage office, the expenses, having the lease, typical business owner, small business owner, and I've been only in the industry as a business owner for 1 year. So the cost is pretty high, I would say.
Yeah.
And you have to now do your marketing, you have to do all your campaigns.
How do you how do you go about finding your leads and stuff like that?
So it's mostly word of mouth.
Yeah.
And now networking with circles of influences.
Yeah.
And you want to talk to everybody that you see. You want to try to not at like parties or anything like that, but when you see someone at like someone they're gonna follow you on Instagram. They're gonna know what you do.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of your leads from Instagram. No.
I do get no, I wouldn't say all my leads from Instagram, but you know, I'm a good talker, man. Like I just talk to people. I just talk to people.
You don't even talk to them about insurance. You just talk about like other shit, and they're like, "What do you do?"
Yeah, something like that. And I'm generally trying to have a conversation.
Yeah,
My wife would be like, "Yo, like, Ingi, you could like talk to the dog like down the street, like and have a conversation, right?"
And you could tell it's genuine. Like when we first
yeah.
started, like you know it's genuine. It's not like this guy has some sort of agenda or anything. You know?
Yeah,
like not once has he been like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so yo, who you
who you with, right?
No, like you know the thing is, like a salesperson should be like that.
Yeah.
But like I try to differentiate that. You know, like if you think that you find value, you're gonna come to me automatically. That's my
Gary
brand.
Vee says that all day long. You know,
That's my brand.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't need to go to you and be like, your insurance. When is your expire? I know people that do that.
Yeah.
They'll sit with you on the table and be like, when is your auto insurance renewing? Do you think like I can give you a quote then?
Are you serious?
No,
Super weird, yeah.
People
no,
do that?
100%. No, I know people do
Like
that.
with their like friends and family or something, or like
randoms, just random,
random
Dude,
people.
They will call down their like phone list
Yeah.
and say, when is your auto insurance renewing?
I guess you could do that, and there's a specific way of doing that.
And then
Like,
and it's expected sometimes of insurance companies.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the brokerages will tell you to go do that.
yeah.
Why though? Look around. Okay. Nowadays, if you have a household, minimum they have like 3 cars, right? Minimum 3 cars. 3 cars. Think about how many people live in Ontario. Why do you need to do that?
Yeah.
Why can't you just provide good service and find you can find leads on Instagram. You can run campaigns, ads, and do it that way. You don't need to like hunt everybody that you speak to. I know a lot of successful brokers do it that way, and they make a shitload of money, and good for them. They, I personally can't do that.
This is why Inghi's on the podcast, because you align with our values too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to provide a certain amount, like certain level of service.
Yeah.
If I don't provide that level of service, then don't come to me. If you like my service, then you'll find value in why you deal with me. And a lot of my clients, I'm so grateful for them, and they'll follow me anywhere I go. Whether it's insurance, whether it's a real estate, whatever it is, they'll follow me wherever I go.
That sounds like me with my barber, because the service is so good.
Yeah.
He's at McCown 16th, and then during the pandemic, he went to a different barbershop at Kennedy and Highway 7, and I started going to that barbershop. The service is good.
Yeah.
There's value. You're gonna go there no matter what.
Yeah. Like
You know what I
it's about building relationships, right? Like everyone. Some people don't care for that, and some people do.
Yeah,
right?
I'm all about that shit.
Like people don't just come to me for insurance, but like they'll call me and be like, "Listen, I need to buy a computer, and like, can you guide me on this?" I can give them that advice. Or, I'm dealing with like a legal case. Do you have a lawyer that you can hook me up with?
Yo, this is literally like, it reminds me of Saad's episode. Saad was talking about a similar thing.
Yeah. Saad's a goat. He's killing it in the out game. It's like I follow that guy's page, and that guy's content is amazing. Funny.
It's up. What was it?
Yeah, you guys can click the link.
Click the link up here.
Right up there. You can click it, and you can watch the full episode for that.
It's funny because like even before I knew who Saad was or what his name was, I know he used to work out at Good Life, and he used to come there. I'm like, yo, this guy's like working out super hard. And then you can tell he's a hooper too, right?
Yeah.
Like, I play basketball. You play basketball too.
Yo, didn't he say he wanted to be in the NBA? He wanted to be in the NBA
He
too.
wanted to be in the NBA as well, yeah.
Yeah. He's sick. Like I saw some clips on his Instagram story, and he hoops.
Yep.
You can tell he's a hooper, man.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Even when he was working at Good Life, when he was working out, I'm like, yeah, this guy plays ball for sure, 100%.
All right, bro. So going back to the brokerage, like, what kind of money can you make owning a brokerage? Is there like a benefit of owning the brokerage versus
being
working under a brokerage? Like,
so you can be a broker that works for a brokerage and still make more than the brokerage. It's all about how much business you bring in, right? And if you have a good book and good sales, so let's say you have like a higher split with what you make versus what if you're making a shitload of money, you're gonna demand more money from the brokerage.
Correct.
So maybe they're left with like a 10% on the new business, and then they might make money on the renewal.
Can you explain what went into the decision between opening your own brokerage?
There was no growth at the old brokerage.
Yeah.
They were just going to be at where they were. They didn't have any innovations coming in to grow.
Yeah.
And where I'm at now, they're continuously innovating every day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like,
So why did you choose to go with the big insurance group? Like, what stuck out for you versus any other?
initially, it
brokerage?
was just the marketing, and I have yet to find one person that's been like grumpy at the big. I think it's like a culture. They're
Yo, culture is everything.
Culture's huge,
Everything,
yeah.
bro.
yeah, the culture there is like, oh my god, like anyone that's an insurance broker should work for the Billyard Insurance Group.
Yo, culture, that brings me back to the Raptors, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, you have good culture. Everyone wants to come there.
Yeah, it's crazy because Draymond Green just punched Jordan Poole.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, we're talking about basketball here for a little bit, but I seen that shared in my WhatsApp group, and I was like, you'll never see that and come out of the Raptors camp.
But
You'll never see it come out.
It can definitely happen.
It can happen, but it won't come out.
It won't come out. But you know what I've been hearing is that Golden State leaked that out on purpose.
No, the guy got paid $2.6 million from TMZ
Oh shit!
to
Wow.
the photographer. So think about it.
The intern.
You
or
have a
someone-
video and you shop it because maybe you have some sort of, maybe you don't have a term insurance policy or something. You don't have money. You need money.
It could be an intern.
You're in a financial.
It wasn't getting paid, maybe.
Yeah. So no, you're in financial distress or something, and you have this video. You know it's gonna go viral. You shop it to TMZ. Hey, what would you pay me for this? I have no loyalty to the team.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2.6 million. Well, what would it take? And then he's like, okay, say less.
Yeah.
He leaks it, and now now the pressure on Steph Curry, he has to go make a statement, and the Warriors culture is like out in the open.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, let's go back to it.
Yeah, just circle back. Billiard has amazing culture. The leadership team is amazing. I had a really good relationship with when I went to speak to them, and I was speaking to the VP, and everybody top to bottom was just ready to help. It was just easy for me to make the switch, to be honest. If anything, I should have joined them so long ago, because I did have that opportunity to join them back in 2017 before I joined my brokerage. I should have definitely made the switch then.
You like working with the big insurance group?
It's like a branch agreement.
Yeah.
So similar to opening up a franchise of let's say McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's about reinventing everything, right? Why reinvent everything? Billiard has such an amazing
Reputation.
one marketing. One, they have the tools. They're growing at such a fast pace.
How big?
They're
are they?
like over 50 now. Over 50, and then they're going like
Is it
across
Canadian?
Canadian now.
Yeah.
It's a national brand.
Okay.
So what are some of the pros and cons with owning a brokerage? Like, we'll start off with the pros and we'll go into the cons as well.
So pros of owning a brokerage, you can hire your own team, and you get paid a little bit more than if you were just. I can't say that because some brokerages are paying more, right? But because I have my own brokerage, I own my book of business.
What does that mean?
Every single client that I have is my client. So now they belong to the premium, right? So like the renewal premium that comes in, they belong to that. So the commission, I own that. Now, if I were to go and sell that book of business, a company, let's say a big company, might want to buy that book of business. So that's kind of like my retirement fund.
And like how easy is it for you to sell your book of business to another brokerage?
It shouldn't be hard. There's people always looking to buy.
Is there like services that are out there that help broker out your book of business to other brokerages, or do you have to kind of go and pitch it yourself? How does that work?
I don't know that strategy yet because I'm not even looking to
Is there-
leave right now.
Yeah. So again, my question's kind of related. Like, is there like some sort of like a multiple that they put on that?
Yeah, they put a multiple on that.
Okay.
So
So there's like a standard, I guess.
Yeah,
in the
there's
insurance
like
industry.
I don't know what the standard is anymore. I guess it'll depend on the time, and it goes anywhere from ×2 to ×4, ×5.
Okay. I guess it might is it similar to like the mortgage, having a mortgage thing, or I don't know.
I don't know the mortgage book of business.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't come across the mortgage book of business. I don't even know how that will work.
Okay. Why did you choose to stay in insurance over going into real estate?
Because I wanted to help out families. I wanted to provide a service that was unique. And I know that a lot of insurance brokers were not doing the right job, right? And everyone that's dealt with me can tell that, I do a different job versus what they've done.
And your approach was also very different too, compared to like at the time. Like I know there's more insurance brokers that are on social media and utilizing the platforms, but I remember like when I first came across you, I think you were one of the first guys to actually like openly be like, hey, I'm an insurance guy.
Yeah. It's not attractive to be an insurance guy. I can tell you that 100%. I get made fun of at parties. I have someone that I reach out to just to have lunch, and I probably said this earlier, but they're like, hey man, listen, I don't want to ask you then, but like, does this have to do anything with insurance? And I said, what? Like, why would I ask you to come out for lunch just for me to pitch you out for insurance? Makes no sense.
That's what they're used to.
Like, I have I have zero motive to even push insurance. That's not why I'm setting up this lunch.
Yeah.
I have like friends that are in insurance, but like, listen, man, you should be making those appointments and actually having lunch with these business owners to sell life insurance, and that's the right way to do it. Agree. Like sometimes you do have to make those appointments to sell life insurance, but if I'm reaching out as a friend, it's not to sell life insurance or any insurance products. To be honest.
So basically, like, I guess you saw something missing in the market, and you knew that you could fill that void because the service wasn't as great. That was what you saw that was out there, right?
Yes and no, and it took me a little bit of time to recognize that. Initially, I was just kind of scared of just becoming a realtor. Right? I'm being serious.
I appreciate the honesty.
I was really scared, and then eventually, as time progressed, and I started learning the industry, 9 out of 10 people are not insured. They don't own an insurance policy. You both don't own an insurance policy.
No,
not like putting you out there, but on the spot.
No. I was gonna say that anyway.
Most of the people watching this probably don't have a life insurance policy.
Yeah. And so, everyone will need it at some point in time. And when they want to buy it, it's either going to be too expensive or they can't buy it.
So this education is so important, bro.
So just get it early, so that you can insure yourself against.
But it's more affordable than real estate, right?
Yeah, like the barrier of entry is a lot easier. Most people can obviously $2,000 a month is on the higher end, but $2,000 a month is still cheaper.
That's for whole life, not for term, right?
Even like $50 a month or $100 a month is still cheaper than saving up for a down payment for a house and then making the monthly payments after.
With real estate is an actual physical product, right? You can live in it, you can look at it, you can touch it, you can feel
it. But why can't you have real estate and life insurance?
Exactly.
And why can't you have both?
With having my Rebo license and LLQP with the life insurance, I can't have a realtor license. But with the realtor license,
legally you can't?
Like Rebo won't let us have the realtor license, but you can have the LLQP, so you can sell life insurance
and be a realtor.
Wow, I should look into that.
I'm hiring, so you can always. I'm not even saying like I'm hiring so that. I'm trying to make money off someone, right? It's more so I'm hiring because, I can guide you in the right way to kind of do the right things. And, you can learn, right? You're like a fast learner. So you can.
What would you say, is like the best qualities in someone who would succeed in something like that?
Has some sort of sales experience, driven. You don't have to be like someone that, I have to tell you to make those calls. You make those calls because when you make those calls, you write your check. And any kind of ability to network with people, so you're not scared to talk to other people.
I think if you have the sales experience and you understand how like prospecting and lead conversion, if you can do those things successfully, you can make some really good money in the insurance field as well. It's like, I think at the end of the day, like all the sales principles, they all fall into the same category. Like you can learn one sales system and it will work for literally any business.
Exactly. Right. And it's all about hard work, right? You put in hard work anywhere, and then, the universe does the rest.
Yeah. And I think a good place to start too is like, obviously learn about the products beforehand too. Like you can obviously like watch YouTube videos, there's obviously some good nuggets in this podcast as well that you can learn from. But if you really understand the products,
there's so much. Not to cut you off. There's so much insurance information on YouTube, man. Like
everything is on
exactly.
Right. Shit, so bro. You can literally like learn from online, and if you find a passion in it, like, cause like even right now when I learned about whole life insurance, I didn't even know what it was. But like now that like I see it, like obviously the more you look into things, like this is kind of what happened with me real estate. Like I started looking into it because I wanted to invest my money. And then as I was looking into to invest my money, I started to grow a passion for real estate. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Now that I have a passion for it, I believe in the product. I can actually sell this product.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So if you feel that same connection with insurance or like life insurance, home, auto insurance, if you feel that connection, you feel like, hey, you know what? I believe in this product. And like naturally, if you believe in a product, you're going to sell it to somebody automatically.
Yeah. Correct.
Right? So if you feel that good fit, I think joining the insurance industry would be a pretty good fit for you, right? And if you're watching this and you even have a tad bit of it, I'd urge you guys look into it a little bit more, look into it a little bit deeper.
Even like shoot me a DM and see if it's a right fit, because I can tell you exactly what you need to hear. That will either turn you on or turn you off. Because the thing is, it's not the most attractive thing, right? Like being an insurance advisor, every single person kind of looks at you differently when you say that. It's just, it doesn't look good. But guess what? Everybody needs insurance. You have a car outside, you need insurance. Your house needs insurance, right? Your business needs insurance, right? You need life insurance, critical illness, disability. You need RESPs. With your LLQP, you can do RESPs, RSPs. You can do segregated funds. You can do all of that stuff.
We're gonna get into that when in part two of the series.
Part two of this, But no, like, and another thing also is that, you know, he's saying RSP, RESP, life insurance. He's saying all these things. You know, the average person has no idea what these things are. You know what I mean? Like, you hear it, but you don't really understand what it is, right? So if you hear it and you learn about it and you see the true benefit of it and you want to share it with the people you know, you can actually generate some good sales by just being that educational source for other people. Right? Like you can even turn that stigma away from the insurance guy. You know, just be like, hey, listen, I'm genuinely just educating on these products that could benefit you. It might not benefit you, but it could benefit him. I'm just educating you on these products that are out there, and you pick which one's which. And because I gave you those nuggets, you might as well just come to me. I'm already here.
Because the other thing that I wanted to point out is that, you know, there's a lot of people that just kind of push like something down someone's throat when they don't want it.
Exactly.
Right? But
I hate that shit.
But I would like just have that conversation with you. I'll give you the options. Right? If you come to me and say, hey, listen, I want this, I'm going to tell you the options available, because that's what I have to do. I have to do.
You're an educator.
I have to educate you on the things that are available. Like if you go and try to buy, like, let's say let's say the latest Jordan out, or like, let's say we'll use Apple. Just because, you know, I'm growing like a really strong relationship with Apple right now. Even though I have a Samsung, I'm just like really liking their whole universe. Right? So if
you guys have the same phone?
No. I got the Note 20 Ultra.
I got the S21 Ultra. Guys, don't buy this phone. The worst phone I've ever had in my entire life.
Buy the Note series on the Samsung. Is amazing. You can use it. The pen, I don't use it often, but when you need to use it, it's amazing. Right?
I had the Note 4.
Best Note ever, though.
Way.
Note 4 is the best Note. You know, just the design was really amazing.
I felt so sick when I had that phone.
And it had an IR blaster. You could use it and change the channels on the fly.
I remember that.
That's crazy stuff, man. But what I was going to say is, so let's say you go into the Apple store and you wanted to buy a MacBook Air, but then you were editing videos. The person's going to give you the option of buying the MacBook Pro, because let's say the graphics card is a lot better. And let's say because of that, now you buy that laptop. So that's like exactly coming to me and saying, I want a term 20 life insurance policy for $1 million. Okay, well, yes, I can give that to you, but also these are the options that are available for what you're trying to achieve. What are you trying to achieve with your life insurance? Someone could be like, I'm not trying to achieve anything. right? Like
I can picture this guy saying that.
Most of the people, even when I talk to life insurance, they're like, I have it at my work. Okay. That's cool. You have it at work. Okay, amazing stuff. Listen, how long are you going to be working there? Right? What if you
They say that with RSP too.
Right?
They say that with RSP.
So what if you leave in 5 years? So now you leave the company. Let's say you start your own business. You don't have life insurance. God knows if you're healthy at that time. And if you're healthy, you buy life insurance at 5 years later, that age. where you could have started something earlier.
So if I work at a company for 5 years and I have life insurance policy with them, and I'm gonna be leaving that company, what's the recommended thing to do? Like, would you start another insurance policy and continue that insurance on, or would you just end that policy and start a fresh policy?
You can't. The benefits that come with when you're working, you can't just like choose to end it or not have it. Like,
so do you get nothing when you leave?
When you get
no, you still have an amount that they pay you out when you leave.
No, not for life insurance.
No, right?
No.
So
I got paid out when I
not
left.
for the life insurance.
That's not life insurance.
For the what your stock.
The benefits, no. I know. I got paid out of the life insurance.
No, man.
It
There's
was
That's your-
Sun Life. It was Sun Life,
Bro,
that's your
that's
health
like
spending account kind of thing. You would never be paid out for your life insurance.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I remember I got like $5,000.
Yeah,
Sun
that
Life.
might. Are you sure that's not your like pension or something?
No.
Or
RRSP.
Maybe my pension. Yeah,
It's just your RRSP. Like when you like, let's say you drop in like $60, they match your $60.
Yeah.
Or whatever
your
the case is.
RRSP,
That's
bro.
your RRSP, bro.
Okay,
It's
That's
not
your.
your-
That's your. Yeah,
It
yeah.
has
that's
nothing to do with your
yeah,
life
yeah,
insurance.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not life insurance. Yeah.
So you
But
don't get
some
jack shit.
places you get life insurance with your
Like they'll do times 2 or 2.5 of your annual salary.
But these are like, I guess like you're making more money like because I never heard of this life
No.
insurance with your work.
You have life insurance through work right
Really?
now. Probably.
Sure.
You work.
I have pension. I don't know if I have. Life
You have life insurance. I'm pretty sure.
Really? Oh yeah. They said
2.5 or something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
In
maybe
case anything
because
happens,
it
yeah.
could be even times 5. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you're saying, but going back to the whole Apple example, yeah.
Just buy something that works for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So buy something that works for you, but you should own it. Don't let a company or employment place have it as like a benefit, because you don't know when you're gonna leave, or when you don't know when they're gonna take it out.
That's so true. Yeah.
Like an insurance, like let's say like not an insurance company, but like your company comes out and says, as of tomorrow, we got acquired by XYZ company, and they will not give you guys benefits. Then at that point, you're age 65, or let's say you're not age 65, age 60, and you don't have insurance. What are you gonna do?
That's true.
I like the MacBook example. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, because like you already know, because Apple has a good reputation, and nowadays you can find all the information online. So you want to go and buy that certain product.
And if life insurance was like that, everybody would be way better off. If
Yeah.
there's
I
a
think-
company
I think,
like a
I think what that comes down to, that's like a sales principle. Like
It's marketing.
like not even just marketing. It's more so like analyzing your customer to see exactly which product would best suit them, and then matchmaking them with the right product. Because like the average person like wouldn't really be like informed on these products, and then like you said,
they're gonna listen to the sales guy.
Yeah, they're gonna go into the Apple store, and they'll be like, oh, I want to be a video editor. I'm gonna buy a MacBook Air because it's the cheapest one.
Yeah.
But when you go there, the guy's gonna be like, listen, if you're gonna do video editing, MacBook Air is not the one you want. You want the MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
So now,
But
they're
that's more
educated.
expensive.
It's more expensive, but they're also educated, because if they bought the MacBook Air,
It's not going to perform what you want
exactly.
to perform. Just like a life insurance policy. If you buy a term life insurance policy
Exactly.
and want cash values to go in there, you're not going to get it.
You're not gonna get it. Versus like
Then, you can't come back to me 20 years after and be like, yo, Iggy, remember that life insurance policy you sold me?
yeah.
I want some of the cash values. I want to do a policy loan. I'm like,
unfortunately, I have a term.
that term life
Yeah.
insurance policy. I'm not.
There's
gonna
a
have,
use to everything.
I'm not gonna have that conversation, because typically with life insurance, we revisit the client.
Yeah.
Because if they start off at $1 million, maybe they bought a $5 million mansion. Now that $1 million doesn't mean anything to them. Maybe because they've started earning more, if they have more kids, the insurance, what they need for insurance is gonna be more now, right? Their insurance needs grows.
I feel like a lot of the older insurance brokers that kind of ruined the name for the insurance agents, the insurance brokers. I feel like they lied to their clients, saying that they're signing them up for life insurance, like whole life insurance, and set them up on the cheaper policy just to make the sale, and they just get out. And I feel like that's how a lot of people got burned. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's
Just saying they told them that they're
It's
getting
like-
whole life, but they actually got
Yeah,
turned.
it's like you go into the MacBook, it's like you go to the Apple store,
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, I want to be a video editor, and you look at the MacBook Air, and then they're like, yeah, get the MacBook Air, because they know that you can only afford the MacBook Air, and then you go home and you start editing, and it's mad shit,
Yeah.
and then you're like, fuck, Apple's shit now.
but except for the fact that like at least you find out right away within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Except with the term life insurance policy,
Run up
people
like
are
20
finding
years.
out 20
You're not
years.
thinking about it, right?
Yeah, because you buy it and it's not a product you use.
Yeah.
Life insurance is just imaginary. Like
It's just like a payment.
It's not imaginary.
It's not imaginary, but
yeah,
it's not tangible.
You only see it as money coming out of your account right now.
Yeah, it's
That's all
just
you
it's
see it.
tangible, right? It's not tangible. So
But it all goes back to education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want.
And you know what's crazy? For some reason, they don't teach it in school.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe-
what a
maybe-
shocker, right?
Yeah, maybe they'll start teaching it in school. Down the road.
Nah, I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that. But what are some ways that consumers can save on their car insurance? I know you gave us an example by putting on
Winter tires.
Yeah. What are some other ways?
Bundle, like if you have like multiple cars, bundle it with the same company so you get the multi-vehicle discount. They also have like new apps that monitor your driving habits and they'll give you a discount for that. Bundle it with your home insurance or tenant's insurance, and drive safe. You'll make sure that you don't get tickets.
Yeah, because I think tickets, they stay on your file for 3 years. They affect your premium for 3 years.
3 years. 3 years from the date that you were convicted, not
Yeah.
3 years from the day that you got your ticket.
Yeah. And then I believe accidents, if you're at fault, that stays on your record for 6 years.
It stays on your record for X amount of years. It stays on for at least over 20. Like you can see it for 20 years, past 20 years.
Yeah.
But it will be used against you for minimum of 6 years. Some companies look at it. Like I have a carrier that looks at it, and for 20 years.
Yeah, because they have the whole like the rating system and stuff.
Got
they
it.
probably use. Okay, cool. What are some other ways that is there any other ways that you can kind of save on your auto insurance or?
Buy a safe vehicle. Buy something that is not very common,
Yeah.
because the accident benefits are have a huge chunk in the premiums that you pay.
And I know there's a lot of misconceptions with how they rate insurance, because like I know there's this whole myth where if you have a red color 2-door car,
No.
it's super expensive, and that's
Well,
and that's fake. That's
Where does
not
that come
true.
from? Where does that come from?
It's just,
Oh,
it just
yeah, I
came
heard
I
back.
heard that. I heard that as a kid or something.
I heard that as a kid all the time. Like
Yeah.
coupes are more expensive.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
You know
do
what's
people say
funny?
that?
You know what's funny? I had a red 2-door Civic, and it was the cheapest car I've ever insured in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've actually, so right now I have a 2015 Honda Civic Si,
4-door.
4-door. Doesn't even matter. Like before this car, I had a 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Okay, worst car ever. Don't ever buy one. Anyways, you would think the Sonata is going to be way cheaper to insure because the Civic Si is more of a performance vehicle, and this and that. Bro, I was paying $400 something a month for the Hyundai Sonata. I switched over to the Honda Civic Si. I'm paying $230 right now.
Yeah.
Literally, like almost cut in half.
Yeah.
My insurance, and it just comes to show you that it's not always the sports car. It's not always the Benz. It's that specific year, make, model, trim.
The cheapest car insurance that I had was for my S2000.
No way.
Yeah.
You know why? It's not that many S1000s on the road. Therefore, there's not that many claims. Okay, now we know. If you bundle your stuff together, you can get a better rate. Obviously, in your book of business, you've been in the business for a while. You have some clients that are more on the higher end, right? Is it true that like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, like supercars like that, like are they more expensive to insure than like a regular Toyota Camry, or is that a myth as well?
No, it's not going to be super cheap, but it's not anywhere where you would think a supercar would cost for an insurance. It's going to be relatively, in the 4 to anywhere in the 6 to 8 grand range. I wouldn't
For the
say
year, yeah.
for the year. I don't think it would be. Yeah, it's some people are like, hey, is insurance like $1,500 for this Lambo? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I come with a heavy car background too, right? So I think I think that's like one of the first things that you want to start looking for too. Like whenever people are looking for a car, before you even figure out what car you want to buy, you should like have a list of cars that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Call your insurance broker, talk to your insurance broker, and find out what the insurance rates on all of these cars are going to be.
Yeah.
Because like you could even buy a car for cash, but if you're paying like fucking like $400 for a Hyundai Sonata.
No, but I
like,
think
yeah.
like even with that, I really think the consumer should not have 10 cars that they would always look at and find the cheapest. I think I said this to you. I think you were looking at like 15 cars at the point.
Yeah.
And I told him,
my
I'm
insurance
like,
brokers hate me.
and I told basically go with the car that you like. One, don't worry about the cost of insurance. look at the car that you feel comfortable driving and have a like good blind spot, and you know that you can drive well in, and you look at it from the outside and you like. Don't buy a car that's cheap on insurance, but you hate to drive.
Of course. I mean, like if you have multiple car options that you like,
if you have like 3, it's fine. But you don't like 15 cars that you want to buy, but you don't like. You're just doing this because you want to get the cheapest insurance rate. Don't call me. Like what I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I just told you.
100%.
It's like, listen, you
pick your top 3 and then go from there.
Yeah, because you're gonna like if you get a car that you don't feel comfortable driving and you go and get into an accident, now your rate for the next year is gonna be super crazy. So why cheap out on insurance? I mean, why try to save on insurance, drive something that you're not comfortable with, get into an accident because you're gonna like pay higher anyways. Why not buy something that you feel comfortable and like driving and safe, and then you don't have to worry about it because hopefully the insurance goes down the next year.
And I remember there's one other thing that I took from the insurance company that I worked with. I remember one of the reasons why the insurance rates were climbing as well is because like the cost of repairs are a lot more expensive than what they used to be. Because back in the day, if you just say like in like a 1996 Honda, like let's use an Acura Integra for example, a 96 Acura Integra, you rear end an Acura Integra, you're just gonna have to change the bumper, like the fucking what was that thing called?
What are you talking about? The rebar?
The rebar, the bumper, the rebar, maybe the lights. That's all you're gonna change. Nowadays, if you rear end a car, you gotta change the bumper, the sensors inside the bumper, and then all the other sensors that are connected to that, and then like everything is just made so like differently now. There's so many small parts that are added onto it that the cost of repairs are significantly higher than what they used to be. Right. Cost of labor goes up as everything else goes up. Then the cost of insurance will go up too. Right.
Exactly. So it's you're right with that.
Let's quickly hop into home insurance here. Is it true that having a bad credit score can increase your home insurance rates?
I know one carrier that will increase it. I know one carrier, but the other companies are going to. I guess yes. In that question, I should say yes, because you will have a higher premium. Now they're not going to increase your rates.
It gives you a higher rate, right?
Yeah, you get a higher rate.
You get a higher rate
if you have shit credit. Yeah. Because I remember. There's this one specific insurance company I worked with. Like when we would do a soft credit check. And their premium would actually be higher. Based on their credit. If you have bad credit, the premium's higher.
So you can actually decline and not even have consent, and you will just get like some carriers that will still give you a price, but they might be still already be high.
So you get you declined it.
Because you get a distinction when you say yes, and if you have good credit, that will give you a better pricing.
And then what are some ways that consumers can save on their home insurance?
Have cameras, so monitor the alarm system, monitor fire alarm system, and other than that, if you're a non-smoker, you have better rates. Other than that, it goes based off of your square feet of your home and your
area where it's located,
your water tables, and then also the other thing is your building. How much will it cost to build that home?
Okay, and then what are some things to look out for when purchasing a home that many home insurance companies would deny? Because I know for example, if you're buying like an older home that has like knob and tube wiring,
aluminum wiring, things like that. A lot of companies look at. Think about like if you're going to buy a house and you're going to be putting on like 3 mortgages, it's going to be harder to insure.
Why is that?
Because the companies don't want their loan to value is already high, and they don't want most companies wouldn't do 3 mortgages, right?
Okay, so is there any like physical attributes besides like the knob and tube wiring, like anything else that will kind of deter an insurance company from insuring you?
No,
like living on a floodplain,
the floodplain, they would just deny you of water coverage. They can't deny you of home insurance.
Okay, so you can still technically get home insurance, but you just can't get the water damage coverage. Most of the companies will not offer sewer backup, flood, and all that. Like a table where like the water is so high, and they'll just tell you, and you'll know flat out. Like I tell my clients that live in those areas, sorry, I can't offer these coverages. But other companies are not going to offer it either. And one more thing also, I want to go back to the home and auto discount as well, because I remember like I don't know if it's the same. Maybe you're still seeing this. This is a couple years ago when I was in the insurance industry. Sometimes if you get tenant and auto insurance together, it's actually cheaper than having auto insurance by itself. Because a tenant's insurance is actually super cheap, but the discount percentage, if your car insurance is so high, it actually makes it cheaper.
Yeah, you got it. You got it right.
Yeah,
so it actually happens on a everyday basis.
On an everyday basis. So if you guys are currently insured, if you have car insurance and you don't have tenant's insurance, I would urge you, call your broker up.
Yeah.
Call Inghi up. Fuck your broker. Call Inghi, and then get a quote done, because you might be paying less and you're getting more services. Can you kind of tell them what the benefits of tenant insurance is?
Yeah, so a lot of people just think of tenant insurance as it's like just a trash product. It's not.
That's what I think of it, actually. So
it has a lot of values to it. Okay. So basically, if you're living in a rental property and something happens, like a claim, your landlord's not going to pay for you to go and stay in a hotel. Okay, additional living expense is built into the policy, and it'll give you an allowance for you to go and stay, rent, or you can go to a hotel for the X amount of time that your place is going to be livable again. Okay, not only provides you coverage for their contents. So if you get robbed or if there's a fire, you're going to get that coverage.
Yeah.
The other thing is also the liability. If you left your stove on and you burned down the building and the landlord's coming after you, you have the legal liability there built in.
Even if you have like a dog or a pet and it goes bite somebody, if they sue you, you can actually pull the $1 million.
Even if you punch someone.
Liability. Yeah. If anybody were to sue you, they come after your home insurance policy.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and the tenant's insurance is like, bro, I've seen them as cheap as $15, $20, $30 a month.
You will never find $15 in insurance, like $15 a month tenant's insurance. At least at my firm, we don't do that.
Mind you, I was.
So we like our prices would start anywhere from $30 to $45. I don't want to even set their expectation for someone to call me and be like, hey, there's a $15 a month tenants package. We don't do that because we do at least like $50,000 for the contents.
Yeah. And then obviously when you pair it up and stuff as well, you're going to be saving money on your car insurance. So it kind of, sometimes you might even be paying the same thing that you paid for your car insurance, but now you have two products.
So at this point in the podcast, we usually kind of ask our guests if there's any words they want to leave the audience with. So like, for example, any advice, like maybe if you were talking to your younger self, what advice would you give yourself,
So if I were to give any advice, I wish I started this when I was probably 21. Probably touch a lot more people's lives and probably build a lot more wealth for myself. If I want to give advice to anybody, pick something and work hard at it and have the discipline to stick it out. If you don't like it, you can always switch at any age, right? You can reinvent everything at any age. Just be happy at what you do. And discipline. It comes down to discipline, right? Someone else wants it more than how much you want it. Think of that every day, and then you will push yourself harder.
That's amazing advice.
And also, guys, if you guys after watching this, you feel like insurance is the industry you want to go into, like I mentioned, all of his information is down below. You could just shoot him a DM on Instagram. Inghi's a very helpful guy. If you have questions regarding insurance, or if you guys want to get into the industry, he's more than happy to help you guys out, guide you through the whole process. And also the big Stouffville, which is actually Inghi's brokerage, they are hiring right now.
Yep.
Same thing. Shoot him a DM. You want a DM, right?
Yeah, sure. You can you can shoot me a DM. I'll give you my phone number, and then we can have a conversation. That way, we can hop on Teams, we can hop on Zoom, Google Meet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the insurance advisor, the insurance broker role, it's attractive once you understand what it is.
Exactly.
Just don't start to approach the random person and give them something that they don't want, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to give a dog a fish because
That's true.
Yeah, dogs.
That's literally what it is when you do that. When you go to a random person. And do that.
So you don't want to do that, right?
They're I don't want this, right?
It's funny because a lot of people love my analogies.
Yeah,
right?
I love
where do you come up with this shit, man? I make it up. I just make it up on the spot.
All right, guys, and if you guys also enjoyed the show, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification so you know whenever we drop our videos. So you can also follow us on our TikTok, our Instagram at Wealth is Possible. All the links are down below. We're also on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, we're literally on everything. So if you guys wanted to check us out, all the links are down below. Make sure you like the video as well and share it to somebody that you know that this will benefit. And Inghi, what is possible?
Wealth is possible.
All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.